Hello, good evening, and welcome. We're back. It's the Feel No Pain podcast. Will, how are you doing?
I'm alright, thanks, mate. A little bit rattled, but that's either my skeleton trying to join the Ossiarch Empire, or I have simply had too much coffee today. What about you, mate?
Well, a little column A, a little column B, I think. There. So I enjoyed the reference. That was a good one.
I thought you might
So,
like that.
well, yeah, you're definitely looking like skin and bones. I hope you've got some hot wings in you.
Not today. Did yesterday, not today though.
Oofed. Yeah, can't be it. What we talking about this time? Or and is it Warhammer? It's going to be Warhammer, is it?
Of
Everything's
course it
Warhammer.
is. Of course it is. Yeah, we've got some new releases to talk about. You've got some bits to tell me that I'm not sure about. A bit of everything today, actually.
I think there is. There's been a fair watch happening, and obviously we're on the run up to Adepticon as well, aren't we? So that's going to be happening in the next couple of weeks as well. So I think there's going to be a wodge of stuff to talk about. There's going to be some bits and pieces we need to cover, of like where we were wrong, or where specifically it looks like I was wrong. Now that we know a couple of things have come out, and I think we're moving more a little bit to some 40K content in here, aren't we? I
I
think we've
know.
both kind of
Shocker
trepidate.
after
Yeah,
last week.
I know. Don't get too excited though. If you stick around for the rest of the show, guys, we're not playing full fat 40K, but we may be dipping our toes into a little bit of tasty kill team again. And it's been a while for me, but I'm eager to get back on that big mechanical horse and give it a right good. I don't know whatever they do. Who are the dudes on the horses? Oh, it's the Deathcore dudes, isn't it? With the
Oh,
lances
you
with
meant in what? I thought you meant in real life. I was going to say a jockey, but yeah, it is the
in
Deathcore.
real life.
Yeah, the Deathcore ride
Yeah,
horses.
they do.
Yeah,
They
with
do
weird
like that.
mechanical additions.
But are they actually horses?
I'm not
They've
sure
got
actually.
claws now, aren't they? There was the whole
They've got
controversy
different.
when that new box set came out. People having a little bit of a, oh my god, it's got different legs and it looks like it's got two claws or something. I'm guessing they're not horses. I mean, it's
Yeah, they do have different feet, don't they, or hooves of some description. But they are. Bear with me. I'll have a look.
it'd be very odd if 40,000 years into the future there were still horses as they are now. Although I wonder what the evolutionary timescale is. This is all getting very random.
Yes. What is the equine evolutionary timeline?
I don't know. I don't know.
Um,
But
I
I
don't know.
mean, they still have dogs, don't they?
That's true. Yeah.
We've got a spacey good boys.
Spacey good boss.
Spacey good boys. And we've got the
Um.
silly cat thing as well, haven't we? That Hero Blackheart's got on his ridiculous pizza face base.
Here we go. The Death Rider's mount is a heavily genetically modified version of the original Terran horse that no longer resembles its ancient ancestor. There you go.
I mean, it does look quite similar.
The physique is far stronger than a normal horse's, with its hind legs being able to clear trenches and power the creature through thick mud or over rubble. Its splayed feet are also better adapted to moving in difficult or near impassable terrain. So they've genetically enhanced horses.
Oh, they could have built a tank that hovers, like a hover tank, like
But
many of
that's
the factions have. But
yeah, but
okay,
that's not as cool, is it?
I do like the fact that they've got the long lances with the grenades on the end of it. Though that is kind of cool. But
Yeah.
anyway, let's not. We're not talking about Deathcore of Krieg. This is a you thing. We definitely aren't talking about that tonight, but we are exploring, dabbling a little bit for Kill Team. So we'll talking about that tonight as well, I
Mm,
think.
yeah.
And obviously a smattering of hot sauce. I had a bad experience this week, didn't I, with some hot sauce. So we'll be covering that a little bit later on.
I can't wait to
Anyway,
hear the full tale.
it's grim. We won't go into it. It's grim and dark. Right, let's play the intro music and the section stuff and all that, and let's get into it.
Let's do it.
I was really confused then because I read our show notes and I thought we were actually talking about Deathcore of Krieg. Just as we
You've got
said, we weren't going to talk about Deathcore of Krieg.
you've got Deathcore of Krieg on your mind, haven't you?
It's seemingly so, yeah. But it's not. It's Daughters of Cain, isn't it?
Doors of Cain, yeah, the Blood Hags, the new releases that we've got. What do you think to them?
I really like them.
Yeah.
The sculpting on them looks really good. It's very different. Do you not think proportionally they look very different to the previous stuff?
To be fair, I'd not noticed the proportions, but I just think they look better all round than the previous iterations. I actually like these, yeah.
I think these look really have a butchers at them, alongside some of the other miniatures in the faction, right? So if you look at those alongside the Croneseer, there's way more in terms of similarity between the proportions of her, which is way more realistic compared to the other heroic scale stuff in the range. And those hags are way more uh, like normal scale as well, way
Mm.
less heroic scale. They look really good. I'm genuinely surprised. They came out of the blue for me. I wasn't expecting them at all. Did we see out on the rumor engine about them? I don't recall them.
No, not to our knowledge. No, but I'm with you there. I do like them a lot. I think they seem to double down more on that whole cult vibe rather than just generic sexy elves with knives. I think they've kind of gone a different way, and it's definitely more up to date and on brand with what AOS is currently doing. So yeah, I really like them.
It seems it, doesn't it? They definitely seem what's the word? Safer. I wouldn't say that they're more grounded than some of the other stuff, and I think this is really starting to show through as the ranges of the newer stuff that's come out, that they're leaning more towards into that Cities of Sigmar vibe that we talked about over the last few episodes, in fact, where it feels less fantastical. Not that it's a bad thing. I mean, I do like the more fantastical, interesting vibe of AO AOS as it was, I suppose, but I do prefer this sculpting style, and I
Yeah.
think that this is been reflected in some of the newer Soulblight stuff, near and dear to my own heart, with the fantastic new releases there, Prince of Ordrai being a prime example. This like, the proportions on that as well are, like, markedly different, even on the dragon compared to what we had previously with the other stuff. So I wonder if this is going to be kind of the design language going forward, and it means we are going to see a more of a significant range refresh, perhaps for Daughters of Cain going forwards.
It wouldn't surprise me. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't bother me in the slightest. I think it looks really cool. I think they seem to have a lot more character, and yeah, I think safe is a good word. Yeah, you know, they're just a lot more interesting. I mean, I think even the faction terrain looks quite cool to me. That tells a story. But then again, that's what AOS does really well, isn't it? You don't just get like a rock with rules. You've got an actual decent bit of scenery for them, and you know, it doesn't look like it's been an oversight. It looks like this has been, well thought out, and it doesn't look like it's been rushed. Yeah, I'm really impressed actually.
I have to admit, I didn't know if the terrain was a previous piece or it was a new one, and it does look good. But again, it's got that more grounded feel to some of the other stuff we've seen previously as well, I
Yeah.
thought, which is making me feel, perhaps we're onto something with the way that it's going. It does remind me of as well, and, I mean, clearly it would do because I'm assuming they were all designed around the same time. The back of the is it called the Shrine of the Dark Tribute or Dark Tribunal or something? It's the Shrine of something or other, and there's dark in there, if I remember back. So if you look at the Nexus Chaotica that came out, was it last year or year before, for the Slaves to Darkness, it's a very similar motif as to kind of what they've done with the
Oh,
chaos
I see.
symbols on the external to it. But
Mm.
it does really tie in, which I thought this was really, really good as well. So when the Lumineth Realm Lords terrain came out, I don't know, 22, 23. The scale of the steps I thought was quite small and slight compared to the stuff that you see in the Stormcast terrain, and I liked that distinction between the different scales of the elves compared to the Stormcast, who are supposed to be a little bit more brutish. It actually looks more elegant, yet there's quite consistent design attributes that tie it into the same world, but the different factions. And I really, really like that. It's not something that I've noticed in 40k, but I suppose in 40k, because the factions and the races are so disparate and they're more like you get race A from planet A and race B from planet B. Whereas in this, we get kind of different races in the same continent. So you would have that general kind of overlap of architectural styles, perhaps. I don't know if it was deliberate. I don't know if I'm reading too much into it, but it was something that I really appreciated, and I'm I'm there for it. It just looks a little, a little bit boring, just
A
a
little bit
smidge,
boring.
a little bit boring. It
Yeah,
may be the
okay.
paint job, and it could be like snuzzed up with a little bit more of an interesting base and perhaps yeah, I'm going to say a bit of OSL on there. Uh, probably make it a little bit more to my taste.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, overall, I think this looks really good. I just couldn't tell if it was a new or old piece of terrain, but
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I think, the new ones that they've got, I think, they've really added to that. I think they had a fairly thin range, didn't they, of models, in the in AOS terms, similar to Fire Slayers, but yeah, some cool additions. But I do think that they need maybe some sort of big monster kit. I think that would instantly elevate the range. Like I know they've got Marathi. I'm just not a big fan of that sculpt. It looks like a bit of a budget Fulgrim, but give them maybe a big avatar of Cain or some sort of giant ritual serpent or a shadow demon tied to Marathi or something, I think that could lean back into that fantastical element. I think that would really just cap it off for me, and I think, you know, if this if these models were out when I got back into the hobby, I think I would have strongly considered starting with them.
really,
Yeah,
oh, I
really, yeah.
wasn't expect that.
Yeah, from
Okay.
at least a spearhead point of view, maybe expanded it out from there. But yeah, I'm really impressed by these sculpts. Do like them.
I have to admit, as the range has gone on from, I don't mean just this range, I mean just in general as the range refresh of AOS. Not many of them have made me look twice like this one has, to the point where I've actually looked at like the battle force and I was like, hmm, I do actually quite like those sculpts. And then I'm looking at the K Knight Shadow Coven and I'm like, also quite like those as well. I did have the K Knight Shadow Stalkers when they came out as a warband in Underworlds. No, it wasn't called Underworlds, was it? What it was called? It was the War Cry. Catacomb.
Warcry.
Yeah, it was Catacombs. Catacombs. Catacombs.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Um, but I'm just liking. I like these. I like the photography. The only thing that I didn't like on it is the Crimson Lash Regiment of Renown because that whatever she is, the central character, the whip going around that. I really don't like that sculpt. I think
No, it
that
looks a bit cartoony, doesn't it?
yeah, she's got a massive hand. Look how disproportionate her hand is. It's huge, man.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
like
I didn't
bigger than
notice
my
that.
face. She's got a big hand. That
Yeah, she
lady's got like a big
so,
old
yeah.
hand.
Yeah, I didn't notice that. But, okay, I can't unsee that. I can't look away. But, I mean, apart from that, I mean, one small critique. Right, I've got a big question for you actually now, though.
Okay.
What do you think to the artwork on the battle totem?
Dude, I knew you were gonna ask for this. You know what? I think it's one of the better ones.
I agree. We were in agreement for a
Yeah.
change. Yeah, I
It's
like that one.
definitely not up there with Nighthaunt, and it's not the special edition Soul Blight Grave Lords. However, other than the design of the actual layout of the cover, which I still don't like, the artwork looks passable. I'm there
Okay.
for it.
I mean,
I
that's
I just
high
I
praise
feel
indeed.
I still think that, like, the Nighthaunt one looks very, very different. The Nighthaunt one feels like it's the odd one out.
I don't
Oh,
like it.
and in some respects, the Horns of a Shut as well, where this looks more like pseudo realism. But yeah, I like this one for the most part. I think it looks all right. I'm there for it.
Cool.
Not hating it. Can I just pick up on something before we move on from this?
Yeah.
I really like the Marathi sculpt.
Do you?
Yeah, man. I'd pick this up and paint it. I really like it.
I just
I
look
think
at it and I see Fulgrim, that's all.
I get why you would say that and why you would see that. If anything, I think she's better than the Fulgrim sculpt. I really like this one. I think it's, like, doing a disservice to it. It really reminds me of the Harryhausen, Medusa from Jason and the Argonauts, and I know that's probably what inspired some of it. And it's, like, Gorgon-esque, but, yeah, I genuinely really like this sculpt, man. At some point, it will be mine. Oh, yes, it shall.
No, I mean, having seen how you paint, I can imagine you would do something really cool with that, and I think I've said this before, that kind of model is it would really suit the way that you paint, your paint style, and I would be, I'd be really interested to see what you do with it, and I think maybe it would maybe it's like you say, maybe it's the paint job that's putting me off, but I think it's just that segmented lower half, that sort of snake-like, bottom half. Yeah, I'm just used to seeing it on Fulgrim, but that's a me problem, I think.
Yeah, yeah. I think if you look at it, because it comes as 2 models, doesn't it, as well? She's got the assembly bin, the normal version of it, which again I quite liked.
Mm.
There's one in, is it the Grand Cathay lady? I don't know the character's name. She's like a
I
dragon as
don't know.
well. She turns
I
into,
don't know.
it's one
Gr
of the more interesting old world sculpts, I
uh,
believe.
I'm not sure, let me take a quick look. Oh, the Storm Dragon, possibly? Yeah,
Yes. Is it the
yeah.
green one?
No, purple.
It might be purple. Purple's very similar to green. It's not.
There is a green one that looks like it's the same kit, so,
Yeah,
yeah, okay.
fair dues.
Yeah, I kinda see what you mean, but I don't like that. Good job,
Alright.
'cause we're not fans of Old World, are
Well,
we?
we're not
So
fans of old world, are we? So yeah, it's great. Yeah, Daughters of Cain. Overall net positive. It seems like it's a reasonable range refresh. Oh, we need to touch on about where I was wrong. I was convinced that they were going to realign Daughters of Cain into a destruction faction.
yeah,
They've not.
and they
I
clearly
think they
haven't.
might do it in fifth edition.
Yeah, I mean,
Maybe.
it quite overtly says they are followers of the god of murder, and yet they are still an order faction. I don't get it, but, I mean, surely this is the last time they are gonna be an order faction in this edition.
I think it depends what they do with them. Didn't, because we were talking about this last night when we were gaming, weren't we? Kind of, we decided not to have too much of the conversation, but it does feel like it's almost like it's primed to split the factions into 2 different, archetypes, with having the Crone Seer, I can't remember her name, and then the Marathi snaky ones, and going like
Cryptouser?
full on, let's go with yes,
Yeah.
maybe? I don't know.
I can't have made that up, can I?
Possibly, I don't know.
Maybe I
Probably
did.
not. But it does feel like they're going down that route with them, or at least they could get rid of the Crone Seer ones and have that as a regiment renown that could work alongside Lumineth or Sylvaneth, and then have Marathi going full on destruction, and then going like, 'cause, there is almost like an overarching theme, isn't there, when you look at some of the sculpts there? 'Cause you've got like the snaky gorgons, you've got like the monstery gorgons, you've got the harpies. They are kind of leaning very heavily into that more monstrous vibe, which would fit with destruction. So I still think there's legs with that, to be honest, or slithery snaky tails at least.
No, that's a cool idea, actually. Yeah, I didn't think of that, but I mean, I guess time will tell. But I think we're going to touch on, um, we've got a little discussion about this edition and what we think, in the timeline that we'll get around to it. So it'll probably become part of that, won't it?
We have, yeah, we have indeed.
Yeah.
Let's move on, shall we, somewhat
Yeah.
to,
So, do you want to stick on the new releases thread? Because
yes.
yeah. So in the 40K side of things, we have got the Eye of Terror Reign of Iron supplement. So, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. You guys don't know if you listen to us. We're not 40K players, but what I gather, this is the expansion that is set around the aftermath of the fall of Cadia during the 13th Black Crusade, where the Chaos Forces broke through the Cadian Gate, split the galaxy with the Great Rift. You know, twist being that Chaos didn't win completely, and that there are still some Imperial Fortress worlds and Forge worlds kind of holding the line, which means that Chaos still need to conquer the region before they can march deeper into the Imperium. Is that right? Have I got that right?
I think you're pretty much dead on with it.
Yeah, cool.
I believe I believe so. I didn't pick up on anything that was overtly to what I believe is similar there. So yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, it's classic Warhammer fashion, isn't it? Even when the galaxy breaks in half, the war still goes on. If you want to conquer the Imperium's most fortified region, what do? You call the siege engineers that are the Iron Warriors, and they're Big Daddy.
I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
Turbo Pete, bring
Turbo
him out.
Peter, as we
Get
call
Turbo
him.
Peter out. So
Perturabo, which for some reason I always pronounce the T, despite being from West Yorkshire.
you were mocking me about my accent as well yesterday, you sod.
Oh, would I?
Yes,
Yeah, I
you
would.
would. Yeah,
I can't remember what you said, but I didn't hear what you said because of your accent.
I have no accent. I speak the Queen's English, don't you know?
Rather.
Rather. Yeah. Um, are you gonna pick these books up? I've been in 2
Uh,
minds.
no, I don't think so.
You know? Uh,
No, I kind of feel like I'm getting a lot of it secondhand from osmosis, you know? I I would I'd be inclined to pick them up if I was a 40K player, by all means, but I don't know. Probably not. I mean, you're the collector of books. I don't know. It's cool because on one hand, 40K always used to feel a little bit frozen in time, and this kind of feels like the story's actually progressing somewhat. But I still don't think it's enough to make me buy the campaign books because I don't feel like it'd be a justified purchase because I'm only getting it for the lore, which give it time, it'll be online, won't it? On Lex Kanan will tell me what's been going on, and I don't have to fork out what we're looking at, 40 quid for a book,
d
50 quid.
Frequently they are, yeah.
Yeah, you know. But yeah, I think it's cool to see a bit of progression in the lore, and it's good to see the Iron Warriors getting a bit of love. They've been a bit of a, I don't want to say a forgotten faction, but it's nice to see them getting some attention. Be interesting to see if Turbo Peter does come back. I mean, the signs are all there, really, aren't they? So
I'm positive Turbo Peter's coming back. I mean, everybody's saying Turbo Peter's coming back. I think we all know Turbo Peter is coming back. He's gonna be the next traitor Primarch out of the gate. I don't think there's any contention there.
yeah,
Probably at the end of 10th, do you think?
yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah. I reckon he's gonna be the big reveal going into 11th, to be honest.
Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of on the doors, isn't it? So how many have we got now? We've got the Maelstrom with the first. This is the second, is it? Or is this the third? Oh, no, this is the third.
Um,
We got Titus, Maelstrom,
yeah,
and then the
Titus.
yeah, so are we getting another 3? There's gonna be 6 in this?
Oh, is it going to be 6?
I don't know. It would make sense because 'cause we're only in March and it's coming out in July, unless they're gonna do 5 and then have a month grace. Is that what they normally do?
I don't know.
Me neither, but that would make sense. Otherwise, it would be annoying to people if you bought the book and then you had literally no time.
Yeah, true.
I guess we'll know. It'll be either 5 or 6 books, so
I wonder.
we're on the cusp of finding out
So we should
what's
find
coming out.
out what the next. So we found out more about this one at the last reveal show, didn't we? Which was in, I want to say January. Yeah, it was. And then we've got another load of reveals coming out at Adepticon, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
So likely we'll probably get teased the next one, won't we?
I think we might get we'll get 11th edition teased at Adepticon, and so I think we'll get all of the I think by then we'll know what they're all gonna be. I would have thought
Okay. When is Adepticon?
a couple of weeks, innit?
Couple of weeks.
Not
Yeah.
next week,
Oh, it
week
was
after.
in March, wasn't it? Yeah. Well, we'll have to pick that thread up when it happens and talk about it.
Abso-bloody-lutely. I'm
Hmm.
excited for it.
Yeah, but
What else was on the release for that? Has there been anything else?
I don't think so. Not that I can think of. I think they were the two big ones. I don't think there was actually anything else, unless you tell me otherwise.
I mean, there's the Orc model in there that came out,
I don't
which
know.
is, I have to say, really, really good. It's probably the best.
40K or
Yeah, yeah.
AOS?
Yeah, yeah, 40K one.
I've not seen it.
Came out earlier. It's up on Warcom with multiple build options, and I'm gonna go out and say this is the best looking Orc I've ever seen.
Oh, the one that came out today.
Yeah,
Oh, that'd be why I haven't seen it then.
yeah.
There we go. I mean, that is. It looks like a giant.
It's the best Orc, isn't it? It just looks fantastic, does this, with the big ass power claw.
It is pretty cool. I like that power claw.
Look at the face though, the face actually looks different to normal orcs. It looks more like the Cruel Boy sculpt on it. It doesn't look as derpy, it doesn't look
Yeah, it
as
does actually. It
I
looks
mean, it's
more
still
menacing.
right? Right? And
So what
it
is it?
doesn't look brutish.
This is the new Ork Warboss. We should probably clarify that. I
Mhm.
mean, literally, this was revealed earlier today, as at the
Yeah.
time of recording, which is why I've not seen it. So I could do without that fist motif thing coming out of his back. That doesn't seem to have much of a place for
Isn't that
me.
just like one of the goth kind of
Yeah,
like icons?
it does. I don't know. It just looks a bit tacky.
I mean,
for me.
it's got multiple build options, so you can do it as things. It's got, like, the
Oh,
Evil
the
Sunz version of it as well on it with the squig rather than with the little snotling.
yeah, and there's one with, like, a bull's head. Is that what it is? Bull skull?
Yeah,
Yeah,
looks like yeah,
that one
yeah.
looks better, yeah. I
Oh,
mean,
man,
to be
they just
honest,
look great. I'm so there for these.
yeah, they're pretty cool. I mean, I'm no orc lover, orc lover by any means, but, that's pretty cool.
Oh,
I
mate,
like
it's more
the
than pretty cool.
when you're looking at the second pictures on Warcom, is it
Mhm.
Evil Sunz, the yellow
It
one?
is Evil Sunz, that, yeah.
That axe looks a lot like Gotrek's axe with the fiery bit in the middle.
Mm,
You
yeah,
don't see
I
that, no?
mean, yeah, no, I can see it, I can totally see
Oh.
it.
But I
Oh,
really
dude,
like, them combi weapons that they've got.
yeah,
They're quite cool. They
I've
look
heard
very
I've heard
orky,
these,
don't
yeah.
they? I like
I
them.
mean, they are orcs.
Yeah, but, they're pretty cool. It's models like these that I like, it's got a lot of character to it. I like the optional, the build options that you've got too, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, just
I genuinely really like this, Will. I'm gonna pick this model up.
yeah,
Yeah, 100%. I think that this is quite honestly the best orc I've ever seen. That Evil Sunz one, the face and even the paint job like that.
I think I
That
definitely
paint job is
prefer
amazing.
that variant with the lower jaw made of metal and the cybernetic eye. I do like that a lot more than the helmet with the horns.
I like them both. You know, the only thing that I'm not liking about this, and this is a really small detail, and this is very much a me thing, is the squig's teeth.
Okay.
They're
Is
just too. For me, I want the squig doesn't look vicious enough.
you want them to
I
be,
want
like,
pointy
neat,
teeth.
like, razor sharp, yeah. They
Yeah,
look a
yeah.
yeah, they look
I
a bit
want to.
blunt.
That's it. I want to lean more into the horror side of it, and I think squigs need. You know, have you ever seen an old kind of like campy horror film called Critters?
I have, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. In my head, squigs have because they've got kind of like squig-like mouths, haven't they? It's just like on a
Yeah,
hinge. It's like a vicious Pac-Man. That's what squigs remind me of, like vicious Pac-Man. And I think they need like rows of needle-sharp teeth because that
yeah,
kind
yeah.
of works with my headcanon of how, like, goblins work and how kind of how I've in my head when we talked about mid painting the night goblins for the AOS spearhead, that's how I imagine them in my head, and with them all kind of coming from the same fungus and all of that stuff. Yeah, that's just how it works out, but that is I mean, it's a tiny detail, but seriously, I'm really, really, really digging this model. I think this is an absolute home run. What do you guys think? Are you guys liking this or not? We'll put a link in the description probably. We may do. We may completely forget as we usually do, but maybe a link there. Let us know what you think about this one because I am 100% excited for this model, and I'm not an orc person. If you listen to the show, you know I don't really care about them. But this, I don't know what it is about it. It's just
Scra
captured my imagination, and I want to paint it.
Scrapped you? Yeah.
Yes.
No, I
It's
get it.
awful.
But right, okay, now we've got the big one,
Huh.
the big release, the big news that everyone's been talking about,
Oh, crikey.
the new paint pots,
Oof.
or the new branding on the paint pots, we should say. Do you have any opinion on that?
I mean, it's not even a paint pot. It's like literally just it's a label.
Yeah, new label on the paint pot.
I don't
It's
care.
no, I don't use that paint, to be honest, because
You
I
know,
don't like the pots.
it's
Having
like
said
so
that, I do
easy.
I do like the Warhammer font that they've used with the red underline. I do like it,
Yeah, I mean, from a design standpoint, it's all right.
yeah, but
Personally,
I hate the pots.
I don't get it.
Yeah, seen some very polarizing views online about that, but, they put same paint, obvious new name. That's what they said, but, I think it makes sense from a business standpoint, having everything Warhammer, you know? It's a shame to see Citadel kind of being phased out because it's been Citadel as long as I've known this hobby, and that's a little bit of a shame, but I guess it makes sense to unify it, with the renaming of the shops from Games Workshop to Warhammer, and they're doing it with this. I get it, but yeah, it's, that's the only shame, but yeah, let's leave that there before anybody comes at us for our opinions.
Yeah, it's disappointing that they haven't changed the paint pots to dropper bottles because they are superior, but whatever.
Yeah, I mean, there are plenty of other alternatives out there, as we both know,
Yeah.
we're Vallejo boys. I like Army Painter. You're not a big fan, are you? But yeah.
Some of the armor I really like the armor paint, the special effects paint, specifically the dry blood is very, very good.
Mm. Yeah, yeah, you have told me about that before. I wanna
It's
try the, what's your man Duncan Rhodes, what's his paint line called? Toothing Coats.
thinking coats.
Yeah, I've heard some good things about them, so might, next time I pick some up, I might see what they're all about, but I think they're dropper bottles as well. But for now,
Yeah,
I'm a Vallejo man.
I hear her.
Is that
I
how you
hear her.
say it?
I think it's
Vallejo,
Vallejo.
yeah, I can't do
Vallejo.
that. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
Spanish,
but
isn't it?
whatever. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's a label. Suck it up.
Yep. Get
Get on with
over
it.
it. Yeah.
The internet so I already had opinions, and it's just like, really, is this what you guys talking about? Okay, okay, whatever.
I mean, we were talking about it in our Discord, so if that's the kind of thing, come and join us on Discord. The link for
That's it.
that will be in the description. But,
I will be definitely talking about this orc because he's so bloody good.
yeah. But,
I'm excited for
I think that's it for releases though, right?
it. Yes.
Yeah?
Yes, I
Are
think
we
that was all of the recent releases that we've, been excited about. Well, from new models to some new dice. Should we talk about a selection of dice that were kindly sent over to us from Baron of Dice? And it's worth saying, well, I think we've got to say it beforehand, that we were sent these dice for free. Baron of Dice have not got any input onto this episode. They won't be listening to it beforehand, and anything that we say is entirely our own opinions. And yeah, we didn't pay for them. They were sent over very kindly, so we can talk about them and what we think because there's been a uh, a little bit of back and forth, hasn't there? I think about BOD recently. It's like I've always looked at their dice quite fondly, but I don't know what you've already got some, haven't you? Before we
Yeah.
what these?
So I got some as a gift for Christmas, the Night Lords dice, and I've never had anything from Baron of Dice before, but I've always seen them online. I think it took a while for them to be stocked in the UK as regular as they are now, so it was a lot of the time getting them shipped from America cost more than the dice itself, so it didn't seem like, a a clever purchase, let's say. But, yeah, I got some as a gift for Christmas, and yeah, first impressions, I thought they were really cool. Then when I looked a bit deeper, they seemed to be a little bit misaligned. Some of the Night Lords, insignia was a bit off-centered on some of them, but it wasn't uniform, I appreciate the hand poured, but yeah, they seemed to be a lack of uniformity, let's say, and I went onto Reddit, and I stumbled across a lot of other people saying it without even, looking for that kind of content. So it seemed like it wasn't just me that was experiencing this, and I showed them to you, didn't I? And you said it. You said the same thing before I even mentioned it to you. So yeah, I mean they're still cool dice, and obviously I'm playing with them for fun. So it doesn't particularly bother me. I don't think Sinnoh influencer rolls that much. I don't know. I haven't tested it, but yeah, that kind of got a bit of conversation sparking, and then they ended up getting in touch, strangely. Not on the back of anything that we said or did, or any sort of social media posts, but just complete serendipity. They got in touch with you, didn't they? And yeah, they have actually sent us some pretty cool dice.
Yeah, yeah. So I think as well when we started to chat, I was a little bit trepidatious, I suppose, because I'd seen your dice. I wasn't overly taken with them. But one
Yeah,
of the first things that I had when we started talking was I mentioned about those dice, and they were very keen to find out where the issues were, what the issues were with your specific set. So we passed on that information, and I think that was received quite gratefully. And as I say, they've sent us some review samples over, and we're going to be using these as well in this Path to Glory campaign. Haven't we? So very kindly, they've sent us over. What have we got? We've got the Skeleton Rising dice, which are the like a Ossiak Bonereaper kind of proxy
yeah,
ones, or we could use them for the Soulblight Gravelord skeletal part of the factions.
yeah,
We've also got the very, very nice, I have to say, um, ethereal ghost dice, I think they call them, which are
Yeah,
the
I have
Nighthawk, and they're the ones that you've got, aren't they, at the moment?
literally in my hand. I'm looking at one. Yeah, they're really cool. They've got the sort of clear green see-through, and they've got, I don't know how they've done that effect, but like a smoky blue effect. They're really
It's really
cool.
nice, isn't it?
Yeah, I think
Have you tried that?
you're gonna take some, good photos of them at some point. But yeah, the difference between these newer, whatever they've done compared to what they used to do, it's night and day. They are much nicer dice. But
It's Nighthawk and Day, you might say.
Nighthaunt, yeah. But yeah, I mean, it's super cool of them to send us these for free. I'm looking forward to playing with these when we start our Path to Glory campaign because they've got that green tint that I have put on my Nighthaunt, strangely. So
Yeah,
yeah, it's
they work really well with them, don't they?
yeah, they're just a little bit different, these ones, aren't they? And I think there's the non-uniformity here comes from that sort of smoke effect on the inside. So some of them seem a little bit more blue, some of them seem a little bit more green, some are more clear than others. And yeah, it's really interesting. Yeah, I'm still a little bit salty about my Night Lords dice because on paper they looked really cool, and if you hold them up next to each other like we did yesterday, it seems like it could be from two different companies. One looks cheaper than the other. You know, uh,
I would be inclined to agree with that.
yeah,
So we've got another 2 sets as well. So they sent across the cursed vampire dice, which are you could use them for Soulblight Gravelords,
yep,
which is what I'll be using them for. And they also sent across their bloody bite dice, which are flesh eater proxies. Again, these are see-through ones. So having a good look at them, so we could talk about them and give us unbiased opinion, not unbiased opinions. There,
biased.
I have to admit, right? So the ethereal ghost dice of yours,
Yep,
um, not only do they fit with your faction, and we got the square cornered versions of the dice. These are what they sent us across. Um,
yeah.
the cursed vampire dice. Oh my days, they are nice.
I
I
haven't
like
seen them in the
um,
flesh, but you showed me a picture and they do look cool.
so one of my it's not a criticism at all, but I think the photography on the site, because of how they're lit, doesn't give you an accurate representation of the finish when you get them.
Yeah.
And I think this is really noticeable with the Cursed Vampire Dice because it's a really they look really high contrast in the photos and almost like a satin finish, but they've got a really nice matte finish in hand.
Have
They've
you
got
got
a
a picture of them up in front of you?
I can send you one across.
Are they
It's
the black and red ones? Sorry.
yeah, yeah, that's
Yeah.
right.
Because I'm looking at a picture of them and I'm looking at that dice that I have, and the logo is almost identical
No,
to
it's a
my
different one.
to my Night
Totally
Lords ones.
different. Totally different. Completely
Mm,
different. Literally
mm,
different logo, dude.
not so sure.
I mean, it's got a knife through it for one thing.
Yeah, true, it's got a knife through it. But anyway, yeah, they do look cool, but I would prefer to see them in reality, which I
Well,
will do
I'll
at
I'll
some
be
point.
bringing them across next week, so you can have a butcher of them. But I did get my nerd on, so there's a couple of things that I did. You can absolutely mock me here now, but I measured them all. I didn't measure each individual one, but I took a selection of 5 of them, and I have to admit, in terms of quality across the 20, I think there's 20 dice in a box. Is there 25? No, there's not. There's 25 dice in a box. So I took 5 of those. Measured them with calipers, and consistency across is negligible. There is, from my opinion, no discernible disparity in terms of
Length,
side.
size.
Yeah, length of size of the sides, which in your Nighthaunt dice, we both noticed that they were kind of off. It looks like they'd been mismolded. Some of them are a little bit wonky.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that was just that specific patch, and the things that were said on Reddit can go away. I'm down for these dice. I'd pay this money. Absolutely,
Yeah,
100%.
I
In fact, I'm going to buy another set of the cursed vampire dice because I want a set of 50 of them so that I'm good to go. I really, really like them. They're wonderful.
I think for me, it'll be a case of, if I like them when I'm playing with them, the next sort of batch that I would get would probably be for Kill Team or something rather
Yeah,
than
sure.
more AOS. But Yeah, from what I'm looking at from the Night Haunt ones rather than the Night Lords ones, I'm impressed, yeah. I mean, the Night Lords ones, they look cool, at sort of arm's length, but it's when you start to look at them close up, you do notice these, and, as we said, it's this is our honest review, one sucks, one doesn't, so Night Haunt, good. Night Lords, not so good for me.
I mean, yeah, and that came from the that older patch, didn't it? So
Yes. Yeah,
looking
we
at the
made that
core
clear,
they've
yeah.
sent across, I think the 4 sets that we've certainly got are really, really good quality.
Yeah,
Happy
absolutely.
I'd be happy if I purchased those, and that's what I got. Really, really happy there. Like I
Mm.
said, I think the difference is the photography. It would be nice if it was more accurate. Why can't I speak today, man? What's going on? If it was more accurately representative of the product that you're gonna get in hand, that would be my only critique. But there's a couple more positives here. So I'm gonna compare them to GW dice, and I have been one of those people in the past that's been guilty of spending way too much money on G-Dub's dice. And I don't know. I'm you either like faction dice or you don't you? You know, that's the thing. It's you're either
Yeah.
gonna get them or you're not. Do you need them? Absolutely not. Of course you don't need them. But I like my dice to match my army. So I do generally end up buying some usually after they've originally come out and end up having to pay a higher price on the second-hand market for them.
Yeah.
I
I
would
think
absolutely replace them with these.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think it adds to the immersion, doesn't it? I think when you've got a link, and I'd even go as far as say as dice tray, the colors need to go with it. I would go that far. Yeah, I mean, based on what we've got here, when we start playing Kill Team and that gets up off the ground, when I decide which Kill Team I'm going to be using going forward, I don't think I'm going to have any issue putting a hand in my pocket and treating myself to some dice because we like dice. We're dice goblins, aren't we? Like, I'm not ashamed
Unfortunately,
to say
so
that. I mean, the secret's out. We are nerds. We are literally doing, a Warhammer podcast. People know that that's the kind of guys we are. So yeah, it's. I think if it makes us happy, we don't have to justify why we like dice. To be honest, but yeah, I think it adds to that immersion and just gives you a bit of coherency, doesn't it? It'd be boring if we were just doing black and white dice, wouldn't it?
yeah, absolutely, and I think that this is symptomatic of us being more narrative gamers. I think that spending that little bit more to kind of tie your army together. I mean, this comes down to some of the other products that they've got. I mean, I've done similar with a couple of bits and pieces of modifying some of my own tools. So, like, they've got the tape measure where you can get the like, I think it's a magnet that clips into the side of it, so you can get your faction symbol that goes into the side of the tape measure as well.
That's
So
cool.
I think they do them for 40K at the moment. I'm hoping they're going to do them for AOS as well because I would love a Soul Blight one. It's just it's a cool thing that just pulls your entire army together for me, and that's something that I'm find very, very appealing, to be absolutely honest. And I do like as well because I know not everybody is a fan of squares corners or sharp corners or whatever you want to call them. People like rounded corners and I think they roll better. I kind of go back and forth, but there's something about the aesthetic of the squared corners ones that just look so much nice and they feel great in the hand.
It's the hand
So it
feel.
was great to see that I had the option of getting the dice that I wanted in
Yeah.
either squared or rounded corners, which again, I think G-Dub's inconsistency as well with what they do with their dice types is very annoying. Sometimes they'll put the logo on the 6, sometimes it'll go on a 1. I think they've been a little bit more consistent in recent years to praise GW in that respect. So, all right, that might not be that much of a problem, but I think when you're getting a specific set of dice and it's coming from a company, would it be Baron Dice or any of the other larger companies where you're buying a premium product? I think having that consistency and options is one of the things that you're paying a little bit more for, isn't it?
Yeah. I absolutely agree with that, yeah. I think, yeah, that freedom of choice, I'm with you. I think the sharper corners have the better hand feel. I don't know if there's any science about the rolling mechanic, but I just feel like it's I don't know. there's something about them. Don't know what it is, but yeah, I agree. If you they're not cheap, let's face it. From Games Workshop, from Baron of
Mhm.
Dice, you want them to be a premium product. You want that consistency. You want yeah, you wanna look forward to rolling them. You want it to be it's part of the game, it's part of the experience. You want that fluidity, you want that cohesion across your paint job with the dice that match on your dice tray, and I almost want that from you as much as you want it from me as well.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's it is a part of the hobby, and I think it is important that when you're paying good money for something that is more unique than, say, your standard black and white D6s, they're bigger, you want them to be better. Yeah, I'm waffling, but you know what I mean.
I do,
I think
absolutely, and, again, not to be too nerdy, but we were talking about or you mentioned there, do they roll better? Do they roll worse? And that was one of the other things that was picked up on Reddit, that sometimes they rolled badly, and people like saying, "Oh, are they weighted right? Are they" they seem a little bit off. So, I I've started rolling them. I'm not gonna lie. I've put some I've put something together, as I was telling you last night, where I can analyze the dice rolls. So I'm gonna roll a sample of 5 dice from each of the sets we've been sent 1,000 times, and I'm gonna see what comes out. I know you're mocking me, but
I'm not
come on,
mocking, it's dedication, mate. It's
it's the kind of thing that I like
1,000
to do.
times. It's yeah, I mean, it's honest work, isn't it?
Well, don't get me wrong, I'm not doing by hand. I've built a rig to do it, but,
I
it's
think
something that needs to happen.
yeah, it's
Really needs to
impressive,
be your will.
and I wanna see what the results are, to be honest, I do. You've really
Me
piqued
too.
my interest with it, and then I suppose we'll have the answer, won't we?
Well, that's it because, I actually did a video with a friend a while back about the hot hands fallacy. Um,
I don't know what that is.
so, like, are you on a streak of, like, "Oh, I'm rolling good,"
Oh, okay. Hot
and
hands
how
in that
t
sense.
yeah, yeah, the hot hands fallacy. So explaining the statistics behind the hot hand fallacy, which is a video nothing to do with Warhammer or anything like that. It was on a separate channel. Um, but this kind of leans heavily into that, and I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that it's not a thing with these dice. I don't know about this person's specific set that made the comments, uh, but I'm gonna say they're statistically gonna be average, which is exactly what you want, 100% what you want. But we'll find out. We'll see, and
Oh,
we'll be able to say, well, we've got the data, we've proved it, and that's it. At the end of the day, it's either gonna be or it's not. The data will give us what we need, and then we can play with them because we'll know it's been fair. Will, and then when I lose, I can't blame
can't play the
anything
dice.
other than the fact that I'm crap at Warhammer.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, I am interested to see the results. I'm also interested to see if you still retain your sanity after this experiment. But keep me posted and let me know how long it takes you. But it's the kind of thing that I'm interested in. It's for posterity and for the science behind it. I think it's admirable what you're doing. But
Man.
keep us posted, and obviously we'll discuss it on the maybe the next episode if you're done.
Yeah, yeah. It may be the episode after the next episode. So in 2 episodes' time, give me a little bit of time. It takes a while
Yeah, true.
to do it, but yeah, we'll be getting there. So the only thing that really remains to be seen on this again is thank you to Baron of Dice. We'll put a link in the description to their website. I'm super happy with these. Thank you very
Yeah.
much. I can't wait to get rolling and get some Path to Glory played with them.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to, I know you said you wanted to get some shots because you are a photographer, aren't you? So I'm looking forward to seeing what you do with some lighting and some of these see-through dice because 'cause they're gonna look really cool.
I think they're gonna look ace with your night on, to be honest.
Yeah,
I was super excited when I got them and was like, "Haha,
yeah.
this could look good."
We'll stick some photos on his Instagram when we get to that point as well, so yeah, keep your eyes peeled for them, and yeah, cheers to Baron of Dice. Yeah, thank you. It's strange that we are still in our infancy and we've got some free dice, but it's nice that all our views are our own and we're still cool to bash the older version of us.
Well, yeah, I'm sure they'll appreciate the feedback on it, but, I think they've remediated it, they've done the right thing
Definitely.
to get
Yeah.
it in. So, yeah, cracking.
Yeah,
Yeah,
massive
if
improvement.
you need some dice, hit Baron of Dice up and,
Mm,
they'll hook you up. Hook
yeah.
you up, getting some tasty, tasty dice. Speaking of hooking up, there's been some new hookup from Saber Interactive, hasn't there, with some sexy new releases for Space Marine 2 in the form of a patch with not only new tasty balance updates, but we've got a new class in there with a Tech Marine, we've got a new map, got all kinds of new cosmetics and other gubbins in there.
That was a segue, I really liked that. I didn't know there was a balancing update involved in it too, but having played it a couple of times since, it makes a lot of sense. Yeah,
Mhm.
it does seem a lot more even when I've been jumping between the, different archetypes. I didn't realize that they had done that, but, okay, I get it now, but yeah, I've had a bit of a play around. I haven't played as a Tech Marine though, but I think you have, so
Yeah, I mean, I've not played him in anger. I have done his trials and stuff to kinda get to grips with mechanics there and what's going on. I've got to admit I quite like him. I mean, I was gonna like him because axe
yeah.
or whatever it's called in this, it's not like is it an axe?
I
It's
mean,
not. It looks like an axe. It
yeah,
sounds like an axe. It's a bloody axe.
there's an axe.
And his servo turret thing. It's really good. I enjoyed the mechanic. It was different enough from all of the other classes that I thought, yeah, all right, this is a viable inclusion. It's brought something fresh to the table I've not had to pay for, which
Yeah.
obviously then are completely negated by going and buying the cosmetics for Carcharodon because
That was only what? A few quid?
yeah, yeah, it was here and there, but it was super cool. Really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Wow, wow.
the Tech Marine's the interesting one. I'll be really looking forward to playing it inside of a game and seeing how it goes in terms of
Let's
like
do
the
it.
complementary thing.
Tell me when you're free, let's play.
Might be able to get some time in on Sunday night. We'll talk about
Yeah?
that off. Yeah, yeah. Might
Alright,
Sunday night
cool.
might be a good one. Well, it's my
Okay.
birthday tomorrow as well, so potentially I could have a birthday evening Space Marine session or something. I don't know. I'll have to see what the
Alright.
missus says.
Yeah, give me a shout. But yeah, I'm around, so yeah, anyway, we'll talk about that between us, but
Yeah.
yeah, let's
Yeah,
get
but
it done.
the Tech Marine does seem like a really good inclusion. It's a totally different experience, I think, from the others. You've got to balance offense and defense, which is something that I don't really think's been done with any of the classes previously. They've either like leaned into, one of the two where this does seem way more balanced. I mean, you could say arguably Tech Marine, not Tech Marine, Tactical Marine does give you that balance just by definition. But this feels like you do have to play both offensively and defensively to take advantage of the perk tree. I
Yeah,
may
I
be
mean
totally off with this, but
I'll take your word for that. I mean, all I've seen is I've been playing a bit of PvE just, after work, when I've got spare half an hour. And I played it the day it came out, and obviously everybody was using the Tech Marine class. I haven't played it myself. I'm not that interested in Tech Marines on the whole, just in the
yeah.
broader sense of the law, but it looks cool. Now I'm seeing people, customize it a little bit more with the different chapters. Um, I like everyone makes a joke about, everyone runs around shouting for the Emperor, and then there's a little variation of that with the Tech Marine. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be in a rush to play it, but from what I can see, it does seem like you can use it more as a support class, and I think there's definitely a place for it in a party of three in that PVE sense. And it makes a lot of sense why it's there, but man, I still want an apothecary. That's all I want. I want to run around healing people. I want to play with you and I want you to just storm in, doing all of your, you know, just go straight into melee, and I'm just gonna be there, just making sure you stay alive. I think that'd be fun, but maybe next time.
I think I mean, I think that's the interesting point with this. It feels like all of the other classes have been very much utilitarian, sorry, non-utilitarian, whereas Tech Marine feels like he's more of a utility class, he's a support where it needs synergies with some of the others, and I think that's why he's got that varied play style of playing offensively and defensively. I do think this then opens the gates to you being able to play as something like an apothecary, as you say. I mean, there's been rumors that we're going to get a chaplain as well as the next class. So it would be, even a librarian, I think, would be more interesting than a chaplain because I think the chaplain leans more into the assault archetype,
I would
really.
I'd sooner play a chaplain than a librarian personally. Um,
But the librarian gives you the potential to have like interesting abilities with kind of using psychic powers and stuff, whereas the
I'd
chaplain
play
would. what, bit
Sorry.
more of a buff-based character, wouldn't it? I mean, it'd be like
Yeah.
walking around singing litanies and giving big yeah, it's a it'd be more of a buff kind of piece, wouldn't it,
Yeah.
to the other things, whereas I think we kind of already have that with some of the perk tree offered through the Bulwark
Yeah.
in that respect.
But I just wanna smash people up with a Crozius while shouting, just shouting things like that's fun for me. That's why I play video games. I just wanna have fun. I would play I would play as a rune priest if that was ever a class, as part of the
Okay,
librarian if
that
they ever went there. I like that, but I don't know. Librarian, not for me. Tech Marine, not for me, but, give me a good chaplain or a rune priest. I'm there for that, yeah.
I think apothecary is this sensible next way to go because it's the one thing that's missing.
Yeah.
And it like, it would act as a great buff piece for people that play in either Vanguard or Assault because they need high healing, and that's one of the things whereas if you're playing with a lot of randoms, you don't have that team synergy of, sharing out ammo packs and health.
Yeah.
So having that class specifically to do that works. I think I genuinely think that Chaplain does fit the Bulwark archetype more. And we've already seen a variation in the Bulwark's playstyle, haven't we, by the fact that you can take the Thunder Hammer with him, removing the Storm Shield. So there is precedence to perhaps change that class up again to make it into a Chaplain because it does fit with the Chaplain. What I assume, from my perspective at least, would fit that archetype. Whereas I think Librarian does offer enough unique kind of like elements to the gameplay where it would be a separate class. But I think once you get into specific chapter variants, I think that would be it's more of a skin, isn't it? Rather than
Yeah, I think so.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like a second champion pack perhaps for Space Wolves or something, and then that would be
You could do that
Horrible Walk.
with the apothecary though as well, couldn't you? Because you could
Yeah,
do a sanguinary priest, I
yeah,
guess.
absolutely.
I just wanna run around shouting, "Burn the heretic, kill the mutant, purge the unclean." Like, that's my idea of a good evening.
What what actually doing that or shouting it?
I mean, yes to both.
Have you played the new map?
No, not yet. I've been bless you. I don't think anybody heard that thing on the side, but, no, I haven't yet. Honestly, I've been jumping on for an hour or so after work, when I have a free hour, when it's just myself in the house, just to do a bit of leveling up, really. I'll get there. I mean, I'll tell you what, next time we play, we'll go on that map and you can kinda show me around. But, yeah, I haven't yet. I've just been doing a bit of leveling up and trying to just, keep my eye in, you know, so I don't forget how to play it, really.
Keep your eye on Warrior.
Very, very good.
I thought so. I thought so. Yeah, um, I think there's a whole gamut of other things that we could talk about around Space Marine 2, I think, with the balance update and stuff. And there are some significant changes in there as well. Like now, heavies aren't anywhere near as oppressive when they're rocking around in twos in PvP, but that's one thing. The other thing that I really want to talk about is obviously the inclusion of the car carried-ons, which I think this kind of again gives, as we touched on in the last episode, more viability to the rumors that Kakarodons are going to take more of a central role in 11th edition, possibly in part of the this 500 worlds narrative that's
It would.
slowly unfolding, and I'm excited about that world.
It would make sense, wouldn't it? I mean, I don't think they've dropped, let's face it, a fairly obscure chapter of Space Marines into this massive game with, very unique bits of armor for no reason.
Mhm.
Unless the guys at I forgot what the company's called, are massive
Saber Interactive.
Carcharodon fans. No,
Oh, Saber Interactive.
Saber, that's the one.
Yeah.
Cheeky. Yeah, all signs point towards they're gonna get involved with in the lore again, aren't they? So, yeah, I'm excited for that. I mean, I know you are because 'cause you've been talking about the potential of, modeling some Carcharodon stuff, haven't you?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's a really good segue as well into Killteam, 'cause that's what my kill team is. Well, it's Kakarodons. Who
Yeah.
would thought?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think you mentioned it last time, but,
I did, but yeah, I mean that's the route that I'm going with them.
I
I
think
I
we're
genuinely
picking up a bit of steam with Killteam now, aren't we? I think it's been something we've been talking about for a while, but it's kind of been on the back burner. But I think we've both got a bit more of a drive to get some 40K in our lives, just not
Mhm.
full 40K. So
Yeah, I mean, I was talking about this on a video that I was recording earlier today, actually, um, all about Killteam, and I didn't realize quite how long it had been. Because obviously, like the last version of Killteam came out in 2021. So that
yeah,
was technically third edition of Killteam. So this is fourth edition of Killteam, and we're halfway through, more than halfway through its life cycle. So we'll be getting a new edition of Killteam next year, and I've not actually played this edition of it, even though it's more of an evolution than a revolution of the previous edition that the previous edition was. Um, it's probably one of my favorite gaming systems that I've ever played. I
yeah,
really, really liked it. It just worked for me, and I think part of that is because I was able to form such a connection with the teams that I like to play as, which was, well, literally the Space Marines. 'Cause for me, that's what 40K is. I really like the Space Marine. I love them to pieces, and that's really what I wanted. But it allowed me to kind of really play into the little niche bits of lore for a specific faction, like I am with Carcharodons here. So my weapon loadouts, even though it's very limited for the Angels of Death and team it can take. It might not be competitive, it might not be the best team, but I'm trying to make it as thematic towards the Carcharodons as I can, whereas my Dark Angel one is way more Dark Angels leaning. But I can spend time picking out little elements on each of those Marines that are just fun, and I can enjoy painting them, and that's the big thing for me with the hobby is enjoying it. And 40K has not been something that I've really enjoyed other than lore for the past couple of years, I think. I've
yeah,
spent a lot of time painting AOS armies and not really painting a model and enjoying painting a model. I've been painting ranges at a time, whereas this is kind of allowing me to focus in and be able to play a game that I really want to play, that I know that I'm already fairly confident that I still know the foundations of it, with it building upon what was there. So I think I can hit the ground running really, really fast, and I'm excited to kind of introduce you into it as well and see what you think.
yeah. I'm looking forward to playing it. I mean, excuse me. Between us, we've got terrain, we've got kill teams, we've both got the rule book, we've got everything we need, and it's just time that's been stopping us from playing. Um, we're not going to go into that because we've discussed at length what's going on with us outside the hobby, but yeah, time's just been a big factor. But I think with this, the new year coming in, we've both been really busy at work, but I think it's kind of made the excitement to play a bit stronger because it is more of an escape, and I'm looking forward to it, trying something new. As much as we always say we don't want to play 40K, we love the lore in 40K, we love the characters, we love the universe, and this is our way of doing it without breaking a bank and sinking in time that we don't have. We just get to have fun on a skirmish setting. And yeah, you've always spoke very highly of Kill Team, both on and off the podcast. I hear really good things online. It seems really up my street too. So yeah, I'm dead excited to get going with it.
I'm
Just
almost certainly as well going to paint another kill team that I've wanted to paint since they got released. In fact, I'll probably paint another two kill teams, not gonna lie. Um,
which
that
are
I really wanted. When Ashes of, I think it was called Ashes of Faith, came out, the box set with the
which
Imperial agents. So I
oh
think it
yeah.
was, yeah, yeah, yeah. I really liked that. Like all of those models are just really fun to paint. Um, I don't know what it was about them, but they really hit home in terms of like the aesthetic and how they fit to my vision of the 40K universe. I really want to paint them. Not sure I'll enjoy the play style, because in my head, Kill Team equates to a very specific, um, I don't want to say archetype, but it's well, you're gonna love this one, but it's like Metal Gear's tactical espionage faction, and I don't see like how NIDS, for instance, fit into that, and same thing with perhaps the Imperial agents. It just doesn't work as much as like where I think Space Marines would be, all like in,
Something with a
like,
military mindset.
yeah, right.
Yeah,
That
I get
works with. I think that's why I really leaned even harder into Space Marines, but I
yeah.
like that aesthetic. and the other one was the Chaos Cursed, I think it is. Do you know the like the body horror mutations that they did?
Yeah.
And you got the progressions of them going from just cultists all the way through to, like, full on bloody, like,
Abominations, yeah.
abominations, yeah.
Yeah. I
So
think that's
I'm
cool.
there for that as well. I'm definitely gonna be painting those 2, now that I have a reason to. And even if I don't play as them, they'll just be really nice to have in my collection. So yeah, super excited to have that. And I
Yeah.
did just check out Paradise, and they've got some Carcharodon dice as well.
Have they?
Yeah, in 2 different colors. They've got grey ones and they've got like a teal blue one.
Well, while you're there, do they have any Space Wolf dice? Because
They have many
since
Space dice.
since we've been recording, while we had a break between a couple of, the bits we were talking about, I actually bought a Kill Team in a 30-second break that we had. I bought the, new, Wolf Scouts one that was part of that box with the Tau, since they got released separately. Purely because I love Space Wolves. I think their models have a lot of character, and I can see myself getting behind them. Also, because there's a wolf as one of them, and it's as close as I'm gonna get to a dog on the tabletop. So, I'm happy with that. I'm looking forward to painting them.
You know, there is literally a kill team that has a dog in it.
Yeah, but I don't like it. It's the, is it the Breachers? No, it's the
There's 2. There's 2 kill teams that have dogs in it. The Elysian Star Striders have the dog as well. It's like
yeah,
a Cyber Mastiff.
yeah, I don't like it. Give me the wolf any day.
No. Yeah, the wolf. I've got to admit, I hadn't even seen that kill team up until they showed me it earlier, and I was really there for it. They look sick.
Do you know
Real.
what, to me, and I know I've not played Kill Team, but I think the idea seems to be that this is a group of characters, so it's like a group of, I think it's 6 in that box, who are named. They're all named, and I feel like they're all unique. They've all got really distinct looks in that box. So I think I'm gonna remember the names, and I'm gonna have that immersion that we always talk about and get the fluffy elements. Because we were saying as well is we're gonna have to think of a reason why our guys are fighting because they shouldn't be, and that's gonna give us a bit of time just to flex our creative muscles and come up with, like, some cool backstories and a bit of lore and some story, which no doubt we'll share on here too. So if you guys are interested in stuff like that, then stick around because we're gonna be talking Kill Team and some sort of homebrew 40K lore.
Yeah, but we absolutely are. I mean, it's actually going to be easy if you are going to be running Space Wolves and I'm running Dark Angels. That is easy to put together because they
That is
do
an easy one.
not like each other.
No, that
But
yeah, that's an easy one.
my other kill team of Carcharodons, I mean, they're just hunting people because Carcharodons they don't like any anybody, let alone whether they're Marines or not. It doesn't really matter, do they? They are just killing.
Can I just while we're on the subject of Carcharodons,
Yep.
not in the context of Kill Team or anything, is it confirmed who they are a successor of? Can't remember off the top of my head if it is
So
or it isn't.
there was there's two opposing theories, and then there is a third theory. So one theory is that they're a successor of Raven Guard. The other
Raven Guard?
theory, Raven Guard,
Okay.
is they're pre-heresy world heaters or whatever they were called.
Yeah, I like that idea.
Yeah. The third theory is they're chimeric, and they are a hybrid of world eaters and Raven Guard gene seed.
I also
So
like that
there
idea.
is evidence to this. I can't remember the specific quote. I funny enough, I read about this only yesterday, and it's in one of the books where somebody refers to a captured world eater as a brother of the Carcharodons.
Ah,
Or
okay.
of a specific character. I can't remember where it was.
Oh, well, when
What
you find it, let me know. I'd like to give that a read.
it was literally after I got home from yours yesterday evening. I was reading some stuff in bed,
Mm.
and it was literally there. I was like, "Huh, did not know that."
Mm.
Well, World Eaters actually called World Eaters before in
Yeah,
during the era there were, weren't there?
yeah, I think so.
Yeah. Yeah. It
Yeah,
was
because the logo, it was a jar around
go
the
around
world.
the world,
Yeah.
yeah. And there is another there's another kind of crossover as well because the um, penchant for chain axes carries over between the 2 as well,
Yeah,
and
that
the
makes
the
sense.
kind of weaponry that they have, and that unadulterated, like, bloodlust. As soon as Carcharodons get, like, a sniff of blood, they just go into, like, frenzied rages,
Yeah,
much like the World Eaters were, uh, prone to doing. So, you know,
okay.
there's that. I'm not sure where the original Raven Guard thing came from, because that was a new one from me, and I was just like, "Oh, okay," but
Yeah.
that seemed quite disparate. But then the chimeric one, I really liked the idea of them being chimeric.
Yeah, I'll have to do a bit of reading, but yeah, it's really interesting. Cheers for that. I did not know. But yeah, I do remember they had was it Tiberus? Was
Tigress the
that
Red,
him? The Red
yeah,
Wake. He
dude.
was yeah, that old Forge World model. That was class, wasn't it?
No,
No, do you like that?
no, it didn't fit with the character.
Oh, I really
I
liked it.
think that was more to do with the sculpting of it and a function of the time, but I'm pretty certain we're seeing a new one now, because in the lore now he's been mortally wounded, hasn't it?
I don't know.
Yeah. So, well, literally, that's what I mean. It's come to the forefront lorically in the new stuff that's been written over the past few months, that's been released as part of this 500 Worlds campaign. Yeah, he wasn't even, like, taken out by any, like, big badass, or it was just somebody shivved him or some crap, and
Shit.
just he was caught off guard,
Okay.
and
That's a
he's been taken out. He's been mortally wounded. So I'm gonna guess we're gonna see a new Tiberius model, and he's gonna go through the Rubicon Primaris
that
and
would make
come out
sense.
Primarisified, which is wonderful. I'm really, really hoping that it's gonna be a fantastic looking model, and I really, really want an upgrade sprue for these guys, because they're just so tasty.
Yeah, they are. They've
They
got a
can
lot of fluff, haven't they? I think,
Yeah.
yeah, it's that kind of 40K vibe that I like. But yeah, I think you make a good point about them using that as an excuse to cross the Rubicon. I like that. They did it with Ragnar Blackmane. They did it with Dante, didn't they? They've done it with all of them guys. I wanted to do it with Lucas the Trickster, but I don't think they can because he's only got one heart, hasn't he? If you know about him,
I
Space Wolf.
I I do the Space Wolf guy, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah, if you've got any ideas on how I could do a kit bash or a home version of making in Primaris, I do want to do that. And that I'm extending that to you, Wayne, and to our listeners. If anybody's done it, please let me know. Because I want to do something similar if I can.
Yeah, yeah, man. Who's that dude from, I want to say he's from AOS. It might not be from AOS. The guy in the gold Is it Sigvald? No, it's not Sigvald's. He's
I don't know who you mean.
the guy in the golden armor.
The guy in the golden armor from
Yeah.
40K.
Yeah, yeah, like, the other guy in the golden armor, dickhead.
I mean, it could be the Emperor, it could be the Sanguinor, it could be Dante. I mean,
Yeah, Sigvald,
who-
Sigvald, Prince of Slaanesh.
I don't
Yeah,
know.
bang a different head on him, and then in my head, that's how he looks.
Okay. Mm, mm,
See? Mocking me. No, you're not mocking me, are you? Well,
I don't see it. No.
well,
I appreciate the effort, but it's not it for me.
I mean, it wasn't any effort at all. You said something, and straight away that all came to mind. I'm just like, "There you go, boop."
If anyone else has an idea, give me a shout.
Do you know how I got to that? I think I can tell you exactly how I got to it.
Go on.
Right, so say what you said again.
Which
Go
bit?
on. What did you ask? What was the question? Go on, Will.
Oh, if anybody knows of a way that I could kit bash or come up with an idea to proxy Lucas the Trickster, let me know.
Right? So straight away, Lucas the Trickster in my head, for some reason, I equate to Loki.
Ah, okay.
Look, and, like, for some reason, it's Sigvald
I get that.
in that model
It's the
looked like
Nordic theme. I get
Hiddleston,
it.
and Tom Hiddleston was Loki. So that's why I went to that model. I mean, yeah, I
I get
know.
it. That it makes sense now you've explained it actually. So I won't mock
Oh,
you
the
for that.
tenuous link, but that is just the process that happened in my head right then, dude.
Tenuous.
It
Okay.
was.
Well,
Yeah, so
on that
Killteam,
note,
excited for it. Carcharodon's excited for Carcharodons. I think that's gonna
yeah.
happen very, very soon, and I hope it does.
Hmm. Let's make it happen. We'll
Well, we
make it
can't
happen.
make him release it, can we?
Well, no, but I mean, we can make Killteam happen between us, and you can kit bash, you have a 3D printer, you can
I
do
can't.
what you want.
Tiberius is literally printing out right now,
Oh, you kept
right
that one
underneath me.
quiet? You can't be
Right
holding
underneath
out
me right now, he's
juicy,
printing out
juicy bits of news
conversion
like
room
that.
as well, with the claws behind it, with the claws retracted, like a word called Hunger and Slake,
You are
retracted and out. It's
you're
currently,
holding out on me. Stop holding out on me. You gotta tell
I
me these things.
think it's like 70% done when I went down a little while ago. Just I'm excited for.
Alright, I expect pictures as soon as it's finished.
Oh, wait, well, I could show you the model that I purchased to Proxer.
Do it.
I
Not
will,
right
I'll
now,
send it in a
but
minute.
do it
No,
after
well, not.
this.
Yeah, I will do, I will do. I'll get on that.
Cool.
Right. Okay. Let's jump in to what we're going to talk about next. And what's that going to be?
Is it gonna
Lovely
be?
that we've got there. We've been going for a while. We've been going
We
over
have.
an hour. So what else have we got? We've done Space Marine 2,
We've gone
Sand,
a bit
and
out of order. That's why
we
it's,
have gone out of order.
yeah. Well,
It doesn't matter. It'll be right.
do you wanna
Nobody
talk to me
mind.
about
You
Sand
guys
and
mind?
Bone?
I
For
can
now.
talk about Sand and Bone. I played it.
Yeah,
I
that's
played.
right,
I
yeah.
played.
Let's jump back to
Yeah.
iOS. You played Sand and Bone, not
I
with
did
me.
play Sand and Bone. I didn't. No. No, I was bored of waiting for you to paint the terrain I lovingly gave to you. No, joking aside, I did play Sand and Bone. I was very excited to play it because I'd read a reasonable amount of stuff saying that of the two versions of it now. So we've got Fire and Jade, the first release of it. A year later, we got Sand and Bone, which was the ridiculously overpriced set that Games Workshop put out, and I was super salty about because it was literally a board and a page of instructions that then they released the 3D PDF of, but whatever.
Yeah.
I already had the terrain from Crypt of Blood, but that's all fine. Anyway, I finally played it and it is very enjoyable. It does add another layer to it, having that fifth bit of terrain. And depending on which side of the board you play, it depends on which one of the terrain pieces you put in. So you've either got one that's basically defensive, one that's basically offensive. So you can buff either defense or offense or health
Okay.
and getting back. You know what I mean? So it adds another layer of strategy to it. And that really worked for me. And just something as daft as having the objective markers in different place added so much more. It felt really different again.
Freshen it
So
up a bit.
yeah, yeah, absolutely 100%. And I think once you then layer on, obviously, the variables of having different teams, different spearheads, it really does, for a limited number of variables, give you such a diverse playing option. Number of playing options is nuts.
Hmm.
Um, I think you will really enjoy it. And there was, see, you know, it had the different twist cards in there. It has the different, what are the other cards called? You know what I mean?
I know what you mean, yeah.
Yeah. So you've got this, the twist cards, and then you've got the few decks
Yeah,
to
I know
draw
what you
from.
mean. I can't
It
remember what they're
it
called, but
it added a lot of fun to it, and it just felt really good. I'll be interested to play with the Soul Blight on that again, because obviously I know the Soul Blight pretty well. I don't know how I like to play them.
yeah.
This time around, I played a completely new faction that I've never played before that I'd been looking forward to playing, and we can talk about that later if you want. Um, but the overall game mechanic did feel really, really good. I only had one game of it, unfortunately, but I'm looking forward to picking it up with you and seeing what you think of it as well. I think you prefer it to Fire and Jade.
Okay. I mean, you guys know if you've been listening to us for a while, we've played a lot of Fire and Jade and we love Spearhead. You know, I think it's a game that got me back into playing Warhammer. It's you know, it's we had a lot of fun doing it and it will be nice to see a bit of a change.
Mate, I'm not joking. My missus just snuck in on the floor,
I
and I
wondered
just
what
wrapped
I won
myself. I looked at that, and I could just see this embodied head took
I
me through the
wondered what was
studio
going
door.
on.
You absolute cabbage. And she recorded it as well. This ain't fun.
Are we
You
leaving
you
this in?
you should can't you we're leaving it in because, like, I almost died, guys. I was on. She does this all the time. She thinks she's hilarious. She's not. She's getting divorced. That's what's happening. She's such a capital. I hate you.
I
Go
mean,
away.
it is
Go
almost
away. This podcast,
a
right?
daily thing where you tell me that she
Oh my
scared you half to death.
god, that terrified me. That was like full on like horror movie. She thinks she's like no, no. This is not when we're trying to record a podcast. Anyway, back to back to sand and bone. Um, I feel like skin and bone now. I was actually terrified.
To be fair, I mean, I think, I think when we get to the hobby update, tell us, the faction you played with, but yeah, I think it kinda sums it up nicely what you said, and, you know, I am looking forward to playing it. It does look like it's gonna add a little bit more to our, you know, to our games that we have, but yeah, we'll get there, won't we?
Yeah, I'd like to play the other side of it. I can't remember which one we played. I think it was Ossiarch side that we played, and
The
that was with
bone side.
the bone side,
Mm,
with the tomb part, the crypt, and then it's the Shaishan side that's then got the Neferata
yes.
statue.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really, really, really good. Enjoyed it an absolute like immense amount. So yeah,
Cool.
looking forward to picking it up.
Well, while we're on that subject, you mentioned the Bonereapers there. You were telling me that you had something interesting, that you'd read about the path to glory for the Bonereapers. There was
Yeah,
something,
yeah.
yeah, what was
So
that?
this is an interesting one. I was excited about this to talk to you about it. And I've not picked up the Battletoad myself, so I can't go into it. I've not I've not read through it, but I did hear that in the Anvil of Apotheosis Path to Glory thing that's in the back of the Battletoad, that it is really, really flexible and offers a huge scope for putting your own spin on that faction specifically, where it basically gives you the scope to almost create anything out of the I don't know how it works with the Bone Reapers, but like craft
Out of Bones.
y craft out of bones all kinds of different units of varying sizes and utilities, which is something that, yes, you do have that freedom or some of that freedom in other factions, but my understanding is that it is really expanded for Bone Reapers, and that's really thematic because it kind of gives you almost like a feel well, much more of a feel for what they're supposed to be like, and, yeah, I thought with you picking up some of the Bunny Boys yourself, that
Yeah.
you'd be interested to know that. So
Yeah.
maybe pick up a Battle Tome as well, I don't know, dude.
Yeah, it might do actually. It does sound, yeah, I mean, I mentioned on the last podcast, didn't I, that I was going to get the Regiment of Renown. I pre-ordered that when the pre-orders went up, and I think that should be dispatched either this weekend or early next week. So I'm looking forward to that. It's just going to give me. I mentioned it. It's just going to give me a little bit more flavor in my Nighthaunt army and Path to Glory, but it just lets me spend a bit of time looking at a faction that I've not really looked at in too much detail, you know, to get a bit more lore digested and yeah, just something new. But yeah, we've been quite bone heavy this episode so far, haven't we?
We
But
have. We really have. I suppose,
yeah.
I mean, that leads in really nicely to the other thing that we are gonna talk about, wasn't it? Was what battle tomes are remaining for 4th
Hmm.
edition.
Yeah, it does. So we were
So,
go on. I'll let
yeah, you well,
So we were talking about this last night. We were it was our usual Thursday night, you know, Warhammer and hangout night. We were talking about what's left for 4th edition, you know, what battle times haven't we got? Because we were talking about the Daughters of Cain and how that kind of just came out of nowhere. So we're thinking, well, arguably what's next? So we were thinking, made a list of what we had, what we're expecting, you know, when we think are likely to be released. And yeah, we got a bit of a list together, didn't we?
we did indeed. Yeah,
Mm.
so shall we run through the list and, we
Yeah.
can talk about it. So I think we've got 16 battle tomes to date.
Yep.
The ones that it looks like that we're left with, and I know some of these aren't actually coming out, so don't don't kill me at the moment. We got Beast of Chaos,
Yeah.
Cities of Sigmar,
Mhm.
Head Knights of Slaanesh,
Yep.
Fire Slayers,
Fire
Ogormor
Slayers.
Tribes, Seraphon, Sons of Behemat, and Dark Oath. Now,
Yeah.
Dark Oath have rolled into Slaves to Darkness
Yeah.
battle tome, so that's already out. So that's not coming out as a separate battle tome. Pretty certain that
No.
that can come off of there. Beast of Chaos, we know ain't happening either because they've all sodded off back to the old world. Sees you later, Beast of Chaos. You're out there.
See, pals.
They're gone. It's a
Do you
it's a
think we'll get?
migration.
Do you think we'll get Head Knights of Slaanesh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, I reckon so.
Okay. Yeah, I saw something online earlier. People are saying that they think they're gonna get nerfed. Just a discussion. There was nothing behind it, but
So, well, we did talk about this, didn't we? Actually, in ooh, maybe 3 or 4 episodes ago. So part of what we did say, and this I think this is similar. So we're seeing parity theorycraft. Let's theorycraft. I need a sound for theorycrafting. Something like that. So we've
wah,
got
wah,
parity in
wah,
what's
wah.
parity between what's going on in 40k and what's going on in AOS, specifically around this faction and sexy chaos. Sexy chaos seems like it isn't a good thing. So in 40k, sexy chaos feels like it's been slowly replaced with Vashtor.
Yeah, he's the new sexy chaos.
He's the new sexy chaos. Because like he's risen or is currently on the rise. I think and what we're going to see over the next edition or so is him actually like being elevated to the pantheon of gods and replacing Slanesh. I think that commercially they're trying to put Slanesh into the background for obvious reasons. And similar in AOS, we've already got them in the background, so they're chilling out between realms. And we've had the Great Horned Rat now formally ascend into the Pantheon. So we've still technically got 4 Chaos Gods.
Yeah,
So it's all Gucci in that respect. So I can see how Hedonites would potentially kind of fade into the background. It'll be
yeah,
interesting to see if we don't get them in this edition then. And having said that now, I can see how that would make sense if we didn't get them. So, all right, but I mean, we'll see. We'll see if we'll get them. I think they've still got a reasonable enough size range, but we haven't
yeah.
seen any new models for a while. I don't think, have we? Any Slaanesh
I
new?
don't think I've seen anything since I've been back into the hobby.
Really?
Yeah,
They've got rid of some of them. Some of the more interesting models I know have moved out, and certainly the tone of those models. Forgetting like all the jokes about sexy Slaanesh and stuff. Some of it was quite body horror again,
yeah,
to a different degree, I think, than the Nurgle-esque stuff. So when you start to look at things like Hellraiser and Cenobites, there was clear influence being derived from that sort of body horror into the Celesta. So I do get why that is a little bit, no pun intended, close to the bone for a wider mass market demographic. So I can see why they would want to get away from that. And we've seen the removal of things like the Infernal and Rapturous that went to online only, and I think it's gone now. We've seen things like the Demonettes become harder to get hold of. Uh, what's the keeper? Is it Keeper of Secrets?
is that
Mm.
the
Keeper of Secrets
describe
is
it to
one,
me.
isn't it? It's like a androgynous dude slash lady walking forward with like a corset and a bodice kind of thing on. I'm sure it's Keeper of Secrets,
Doesn't ring any bells, but
or
I'll take your word
is
for it.
that the Zinch one?
I mean, it sounds cinch, keeper of secrets. Let me
I
do a
might be
quick
getting it
Google.
mixed up with the,
No,
um
Slaanesh, you are correct, yeah.
yeah, it's got like a bull's head. There's a couple
Yeah,
of variants
yeah,
of
yeah,
it, and then there's the twins in there, the one that looks like the butterfly
yeah.
wings and stuff. They are all quite sexual, but I think some of the other ones, the gluttony one, it was in my top 10 models.
Yeah.
Um, even though it's not got that, um I won't say fringe overtone to it. It's the implication of what it might be, maybe too much for sale into certain markets. So I can genuinely see the business case for removing the faction, but I don't know. Um, it feels like that we may have been wrong about Ogre More tribes. So I think they might stay in. in which case maybe people are right and Ed Knights are going.
Yeah,
Um,
possibly.
I mean, Cities of Sigmar definitely aren't going. They're sticking around.
And I'm glad they are in a sense. I do like them. You know, I wouldn't be heartbroken if Head Knights of Slaanesh went. It I think it's fair to say it's not something I ever would get involved with, and it's not for any, you know, I'm not a prude by any means, you know, you keep talking about the sexy Slaanesh, it's just it's not for me, it's not what Warhammer is for me. I get why some people like it, it's gutting for people that do like that side of it, but
Mhm.
for me, it's no skin off my nose personally, but Ogres, what's happening with Ogres then? Do we think they're gonna go? Do we think they're gonna stay?
I was convinced they were gonna go to Old World, but, some of the rumor engine stuff, I mean, it could be that the rumor engine stuff is for Old World models, perhaps,
Yeah, yeah,
you know? But I don't it doesn't feel like more tribes fit into the current AOS landscape to me. I've
no,
not seen any recent lore about them other than kind of like a few characters appearing in Cities of Sigmar
yeah,
armies.
I
It
think we
feels quite antiquated.
yeah, very much so. I mean, one of our pals in the Discord was saying that they were thinking about picking up a box of, I think it might have been the Gluttons, I can't remember. And I was looking at them and I was thinking, that sculpt has not changed since I left the hobby and then came back, which must be the best part of 15 years,
Mhm, mhm, mhm.
you know. And I think that speaks volumes that they haven't had a lot of love for a long time. And is that intentional? But then again, does that mean they're gonna get a full refresh, or does that mean they're gonna go? We don't know, do we? It's an interesting one. I think I'd like to see them get a range refresh because I think in the law that there should still be a place for them, personally. I think they could be done really well. I don't think there's anything particular wrong with the sculpts. They're just showing their age a bit, but I like the theme behind them. You know, I like the Thunder Tusks. I think they're a really cool addition. The Yetis, I like I can't remember what the lions are called. The sort of like saber-tooth tiger, frost
Frost
sabers.
Sabers,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, and there's that dude that breathes the fire, and you know, I think there's enough variety there to keep it fresh if they did do an update. But yeah,
I don't know, man.
I don't
I
know.
don't see it. I mean, I think I think specifically with these guys, and I think this is symptomatic of all destruction other than orcs, specifically other than orcs, with Kragnos being, like, clearly one of the beastmen and that going to all worlds. I think again, unless they are gonna do a full range refresh, the only recent models in this range, as far as I'm aware, and I may be wrong, I'm not an expert on these at all, is the Warcry band that came out a couple of years ago.
I don't remember what was in that, to be honest. Can you, off the top of your head?
It was like the dead-looking ogres, the more it was a more pack in it.
Oh, of course it
More
was.
yeah,
Yeah,
and I thought at first, looking at them, I thought they were undead when I saw them.
yeah.
We got that one that was released quite recently, the blind dude with the crossbow.
I
Looked
don't know what you
alright, but
mean.
it looked the can't remember what it's called. It was a big ogre thing with a crossbow.
What was the? Why did they just release him?
It came out with something.
Oh,
I
okay.
can't remember. It's in the past year or so,
Ah,
like,
that one.
definitely no more than 2 years
Okay.
ago.
Must have
Um,
passed me by that one.
and there was that bit of terrain one that came out that looked like Sarlacc pit.
Oh yeah, yeah. The Great Maw Pot.
Yes, let's go with
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. The Sarlacc. No, the
And
Maw Pit. Sorry, the Maw
okay,
Pit. Yeah,
yeah,
the
and, like,
Maw Pot was the cauldron. Yeah.
with the atrocious fit and, like, the massive gaping mold lines and stuff in it, so, um I think those were the only 2 that came out, and then when we've seen the recent spearheads come out for it, it's all been older sculpts.
Yeah,
There's
it looked like
there's
that.
been nothing new in that.
Yeah, the
But
spearhead looked like it was cobbled together to shift dead stock to me.
yeah, I think unless they do something significant with the destruction, I think these, I feel, are 100% on the chopping block, and I think what we've seen in the Boomer engine is relating to Old World, I reckon.
Okay, fair enough. Well, yeah, I mean, time will tell, won't it? But I guess it kind of leads us nicely while we're talking about Destruction faction. There is another one in there from Destruction, right?
Sons of Bahamut
Yeah,
or Behemat, sorry. However you
yeah.
pronounce it, Behemat.
The the giants,
A
whatever you
giant,
call them.
yeah.
Yeah,
I s what I can see potentially happening, right, is that they put ogres and Sons of Behemat into one book for this edition, and then they retire them completely in 5th edition.
yeah.
And then they have them rather than as specific factions, they have them as regiments that you can take or, um, support. I don't know what it would be because, alright, the ogres do have potential have faction terrain in the Maw Pit, and they don't have endless spells. That's fine.
Yeah.
Because just by definition, I don't think they do they have magic? I don't think I don't know. I may be wrong about that.
Oh,
I
unless
don't know.
King does King Broad have any magical qualities?
I don't think I think one of the build variants of the giants is a caster. I think maybe, perhaps. Um,
Not sure.
but I can see that range. I mean, the giant range specifically is basically 2 models, isn't it? It's got the
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
it is. It's a multi-part kit. Like King Broad is the Gargant kit with an upgrade sprue.
yeah,
And all of the variants of the Gargants are in one box. I mean, they all look exactly the same. It's a different head and a couple of different bits and pieces on there. And it's the same with the Man Crusher. Is it are they called Man Crushers? I feel like they are called Man Crushers.
I don't know.
There's no in that range at all. So them having their own battle tome is just nuts. And if they're getting rid of half the ones from the ogres anyway,
Yeah, okay, I mean, I feel like I can see this one going quicker than the ogres. There's something in the back of my head that says ogres will get a range refresh. I don't know why. Maybe it's just hope, but yeah, the giants don't really do anything for me. I think it's more a case of when I was looking at spearheads, it was like I don't want to spend best part of 100 quid on 3 models,
Mhm.
you know. And I know they're massive, but just doesn't seem.
They're not that big.
I
They're
mean, in the
really not
grand,
that
I mean,
big.
if you put one next to a fire slayer, they are.
Oh yeah, all right, but I mean, yeah,
I
I'm
know what
just
you mean.
looking at the range now, and it's I mean, it's bloody expensive army if you want to get all of those. So you've got Kragnos who, yeah, whatever, 115 quid, and then you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Mega Gargants at 135 quid each. These are Games Workshop prices, and the Sons of the Spearhead with the Man Crusher Gargants in. Buying one off of those is 47 quid, or
Yeah.
buying the Spearhead is 105. So, if you had 2 units of Man Crushers, so you buy the Spearhead, that's 210 quid, and then you get, like, a couple of Gargants as well, or a couple of Mega Gargants, that's 270 quid. You know, you're in for almost 500 quid by the time you bought the Battle Tome.
Yeah.
For a reasonable sized army before you bought all else. I mean, that's a wad of money, and these sculpts are old. I mean, they're still nice, but they look very, very different to a lot of the new stuff. I mean, Kragnos is massively out of place with the others.
Yeah.
Look, totally different style, and I just don't see a place for these in AOS.
They're not on brand with the current AOS sculpts. That's a
Nah,
good
no.
point. You know, same as the Ogre Mall tribes, they're not either. You know, I think the Daughters of Cain have been brought up to date with what we've seen. I don't know how you would do it with these because this kind of has more of that comical old world element, as you say. So I can see these being shunted to old world and having a place there. But then again, like you say, it could be that they might be a regiment of renown by sticking one in possibly Cities of Sigmar. You know, maybe even something similar with ogres as well. You know, I could see that happening. We were talking about that, weren't we? So
Mhm.
yeah, I mean, time will tell. I mean, you know, by this time next year, we'll know, won't we? What's going where, I guess.
I don't even think. I mean, at this rate, I can see if they do merge these into one book. So I think
Yeah.
this is exactly the same thing with ogres. I don't think that they fit in the grand narrative. I mean, we've not really had any new lore that I'm aware of that's really touched on either of these two factions, other than an inkling that the Sons of Behemat, um, their like matriarch character, who's like a mega titan, um, from 40K or whatever you call them, um, is on the periphery of things, but it's not really been brought into the story that I'm aware of, and it just feels like they're thematically out of place. They feel like classic fantasy,
Yeah,
ogres and giants, which I know you could say the same thing of orcs and dragons and ogres
vampires.
and stuff, but this just does feel more of that
Mm,
Disney-esque
yeah.
kind of feeling fantasy. So I can see them going, if they do make it into 4th edition, I think this will be absolutely the end battle tome that we see, just to allow
Yeah,
you to use your collection in for the rest of this edition, and then them say it ain't coming into 5th.
yeah. Yeah, it seems like it, doesn't it? So, okay, cool.
So
Now
then we've got Fire Slayers that
yeah.
we've talked about at length in many episodes at this point.
Yeah, I think, it seems to be the general consensus is that they might be called something different, and it might be a sort of, Dwarven Holds kind of vibe where it's a mixture of different, ho an update of how the Dispossessed used to look with some more armored dwarves, maybe some cavalry, maybe some smaller version of the Magmadroth. We don't really know. There's some rumors going around online, but, wait and see. You guys know I love Fire Slayers. I'm excited to see what they do with the little guys. As long as they don't nerf them, I'm happy because I wasn't a fan of the Hellsmiths, as we talked about on their own specific episode. If you haven't listened to that one's really good. Go check it out. But yeah, excited for Fire Slayers. Hopefully they're next. Sodslaw says, for me, they will be the last one though.
Nah, it's gonna be ogres and things like the last one. But again, if they are gonna change the factions up and then bring them together, I can see them being close to the end,
Yeah.
'cause that would make sense, and to have that range refreshed going into 5th edition, perhaps even having them in the launch box for 5th, who knows?
Maybe.
That would make sense.
I'm in no rush, I'm in this for the long haul. I've got quite a lot of Fire Slayers. I've got best part of I've got a 2,000 point army at least. I don't know. There's some rumors saying that a lot of the berserkers might get axed, pun intended. But the magma drops staying, and a lot of the character models are staying in the priests. So we'll see what the case is. And yeah, if 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 some get nerfed, if some don't, I'll have basis for a new army. And by the time that comes around, if it is in the launch, what's the next edition, I might be ready to try something new. So we'll see.
Happy times on that.
Yeah.
And I think Cities of Sigmar is a no-brainer. We're probably gonna get that. I think we'll see a new unit or 2. Don't think we're gonna see, like, a huge amount for Cities of Sigmar. And then the last one we'll see, I think, as well, is Seraphon. I think we've seen a couple of new characters, haven't we? Couple of new units. Have we seen new units? I wanna say we have.
I don't know, but we have seen some really cool Seraphon paint jobs by one of our pals in the
Yeah, true.
Discord, haven't we?
That's
Yeah,
a really good shout. Yeah, we saw some
yeah,
really nice ones on there.
yeah.
Uh,
Sure you won't mind us. Our friend Pyro Texas, we've mentioned him on the podcast before because he's given us a hot sauce reference way back when we first started. He's painted up some really cool Seraphon on the Discord, so come join us and check that out because he's done some really wacky colorways that you don't normally see.
Mhm.
And they're super, super clean paint job too.
Yeah, they're really, really nice.
Yeah, but
So
we'll know if he listens to this 'cause, he says he does, but he might not. Go
so
on, you're counting
potentially
on your
then,
hand, I can see
yeah,
you.
we've got 4, potentially 4 battle tomes left,
Yeah.
other than the ones that have been announced now. So, you know, even if they release those 2 months apart, we're gonna be pretty much at the end, almost at the end of this year.
End of 26, yeah.
Yeah, and then I suppose that does actually work thinking about it, because then it'll be 27 June, July 27 for 5th edition, and then there'll be the end campaign that'll be 6 months long, starting in January 27-ish. So
Yeah.
it does kinda line up, doesn't it, if they got rid of those and we had perhaps 4 to 5 battle tomes left to release.
Would make sense, wouldn't it? Yeah, Yeah, I think it's a good point, and it'd be interesting to see. We might get an inkling of what might get nerfed when the Christmas boxes come out, if they lump together a load of old stuff or something like that, you know?
Yeah.
I think I mean, we still need there seems to be that they get a new a new battle tome, sorry, and a new spearhead box comes out, right? That seems to be a general trend of
Pretty
what
much.
yeah. I don't know what they're gonna put in the second Fire Slayers box because they haven't got much. The only thing I can think that wasn't in the initial one would be the old Warcry set. Maybe put them in. Um,
Potentially, yeah, that's a
maybe
good
maybe
shout.
them with a Magma Droth. Would that I mean, I could see that working because the Warcry band, it was I mean, I have it, don't I? What's it called? They've all got, scaled cloaks because it's
Mhm.
that sort of cult of the Magma Droth, isn't it? So, I could see that working, and there's the mini one, the Kindle Droth is in there,
Oh, yeah,
so
the Kindle Drops in there,
I
isn't
could
it?
see yeah, I could see that being a thing, but, time will tell.
Maybe they'll just release the new that'll be the army box of the new models that come in, that's how they're gonna release them, that'll be the first place you can get them because they've released a new battle tome with them. You get them with
Yeah,
that, and they'll do like they did with Soulblight 'cause that's what they did with that, innit?
it
They
is,
released that
yeah.
entire range, special edition battle tome with an army box.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, maybe they'll do that, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, we'll see, but,
and that would line up quite nicely as well if that was, like, the end of edition,
yeah,
like, box. Yeah, alright, that I think that's got legs, to be honest.
yeah.
So yeah, that'll be 3rd edition, 4th edition, sorry, done, and that edition's gone in a flash, man. I'm not even and we've hardly played any
Yeah, we've
at
got
all.
time. We've got over a year. We've got over a year.
We do,
We'll
do.
get there.
You in a bit, but it's not like I'm not gonna be playing, hopefully, 5th edition, unless they just index 5th edition and they start from scratch. I hope they don't.
I don't think they will.
I hope not. I'd
No.
like them to just carry on with it. I'd like it to be a 5-year release personally, but, I mean, we're gonna talk about release cycles, but I think we've talked a fair bit already. We're probably closing in on the 2-hour mark.
Mm.
So, maybe we'll leave that one for now and pick it up in a future episode.
Pick that up when we get some more battle tomes or we get an inkling of what's coming in the next edition.
Yeah, so, what have we done? What have we done recently?
So, do you want to go on to a hobby update?
Let's go on the hobby update, yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's worth doing.
Yeah, do you want me to give you mine first?
Go for it.
Cool. Well, as you know, we have played the first act of Darkwater. We have finished
Oh,
that.
yeah,
We finished that last night. So
we did.
that was really fun. The difficulty ramped up, didn't it? But
Really did.
I tell you what, I think we're going to talk about that at length at some point on a podcast in more of a segment. So I won't go too much into Darkwater itself, but we'll go through, what we liked about Act One, what we didn't at a later date. But it was super fun. It was hard. We had a good time. Painted, not a massive amount. Shocker, I know. I did strip, fix, and prime Lady Olinda because she is fiddly and she took some stripping. Let me tell you that. Make your own jokes. Did that. I built and primed 2 units of Glaive Wraith Stalkers, um, alongside her, primed them at the same time. I was having a look at some potential paint schemes for my kill teams. I've got my paint sorted for my Space Wolves already because I cobbled together a kill team, with, like, faux West pattern armor from just some odds and ends that I had lying around, so that was gonna be a kill team, which I'll probably still do. I might use them as, like, test paints before I paint the new ones that I've just bought today, just so I can make sure I like the shades that I've got, make sure I've got the process down because I haven't painted a Space Marine in quite a long time, so, yeah, been looking at that. But, yeah, that's about it really on the hobby side of things. Reading, yeah, not a lot either, which isn't like me. Well, I'll preface this. I'm midway through a reread of A Song of Ice and Fire, which, I know isn't
It's not
Warhammer.
Warhammer.
It isn't. But I am looking to interject some Warhammer in there. It'll probably be a reread of something Space Marine-y. Let's face it, it's going to be something Space Wolfy with what I've just bought, to keep my interest and excitement up. So, yeah, I don't know. I might go read the Ragnar Blackmane stuff again, or I might try something that I've not read. I'll tell you what, if anybody's got any recommendations of more up to date Space Wolf novels, If there's anything sort of Primaris based, give me a shout, let me know, drop us a comment, drop us a message on Instagram or whatever. Let me know if there's any recommendations there, or come join the Discord and tell us in the book club. Yeah, apart from that, what I've done purchase-wise, pre-ordered my Bonereapers, the Heralds of the Bone Tithe Regiment of Renown, as I mentioned, and my Wolf Scouts kill team. That
Perfect.
is my hobby update, I think, yeah.
That's
Oh,
a,
and I played Space Marine 2, which we already covered.
we did. We did.
Yeah.
Well, I've not done a great deal. I'd finished my flesh eater coats before. I played with my flesh eater coats with the spearhead.
Ah,
That's
okay.
what I was. Those were guys I was using there. I've not bought anything, but you kindly gifted me the Marrow Scroll Herald for my birthday, so I'll
I
be
did.
painting that up over the next week or so.
And I think it would be
Um,
remiss of us to not mention the fact that it is your birthday tomorrow, so happy birthday for tomorrow. I know you're not bothered about your birthday in any way, but happy birthday.
it's appreciated. Thanks, sir. Um, I have painted something, however, it was absolutely nothing to do with Warhammer. My crotch goblin wanted a Mulnier, so I printed out and modified a 1-to-1 scale Mulnier for him. So I had fun painting that, and then um,
I'm gonna pretend like I don't know what that is, but for any
Thor's
of our
hammer.
listeners that might not know what that is,
Thor's hammer.
Thor's hammer. Got you.
Yeah, not Stormbreaker, the other one, the first one. So that's pretty much the only painting I've done. I've had like a little bit of a break since finishing um, all of the stuff I've done. I can't remember what the last thing I painted was. It was the Realm of Battle
Realm
Boards, I
of
think.
Battle
Was
Boards,
the
yeah.
thing that, yeah, that was a fair slog, but I have got some other stuff on the go now. So not painted yet. As I said earlier, I've been working on a video for my YouTube channel, all around the kill team stuff that I'm putting together. So I've got a couple of kill teams that I'm working on, both of them Space Marines. One of them is Kill Team Justian, and the other one is an Angels of Death specific, which is, you know, those are both going to be variants of either Dark Angels, a mix kind of like Death Watch, but just different chapters because I want to paint some different chapters.
Yeah.
And Carcharodons. So that's
Cool.
great. And there's a very real chance as well that I'll have the Nurgle kill team that comes in the kill team starter box by
Yeah.
next week. I'm splitting that with a friend as well. So he wants the box and all of the guff, which we already have, and I want the models. So Cunt Click Take a Trip, take your Sega and a Mega Drive. I will be grabbing those bad boys. Um,
Um, Before you move on to your next point, you mentioned videos for your YouTube channel. Do you want to tell our listeners where they can watch them?
Yeah, yeah. It's we could put it in the description, but you can
Mhm.
find me Forge of Solace. That's Solus, as in the Transformer, Solus Prime. You can find me on YouTube. You can find me on Instagram of that. If you follow the show, you'll probably see us re- retweeting, not retweeting.
Tagging back
My
and
God.
forth.
Yeah, tagging backwards and forwards there. So if you're interested in like hobby painting videos or a middle-aged man talking about even more Warhammer stuff, give me a follow if you want. Yeah, so there's that good stuff there. What have I read? I've listened to a couple of other books since last time we talked. So I've finished now the Fabius Bile trilogy. So I've done Manflayer, Clone Lord, and the other one,
Attack of the Clones. Wait,
Attack of the Clones.
I'm crossing the streams again, aren't I?
Is it Primogenitor?
Uh,
Primogenitor, yeah.
yeah, that sounds right. Yeah.
Yeah. So I've smashed those 3. I'm really liking Fabius Bile, dude. There's a real chance that, if I acquire any hobby fundage tomorrow for my birthday, I may either pick up, um, Fabulous Bile or
Fabulous
what's
Bile.
Fabulous Bile? It is fabulous. I'll either pick up Fabulous Bile or I will definitely pick up Fabulous Bile, High Falconer Felgrim,
Yeah.
and Usheron, more track of Delusion. So then I've got the entire range of Flesh Eater cards painted as well, and I'll have another model that I will get around to doing a diorama of with all of the other models that are on my increasing pile of shame again that I just want to paint that 40k models that I can. So I will at some point. A little bit of Space Marine 2 as we've talked about, and that's about it. I've been fairly light on the hobby stuff annoyingly. Just
Well, look,
life in the
this
way, but
this counts. This is
it
part
does.
of our hobby. So, yeah,
It
we've
does.
always got this to fall back on, but, no, that's cool. I think there seems to be a genuine excitement now that you've come to the end of some lengthy AOS painting projects to do something on a smaller scale, with a view to playing, which is Killteam, and it's nice to see some genuine excitement back in your voice when I'm talking to you, and you've got that little twinkle back in your eye, and yeah, I am looking forward to starting something new and trying a new game. So yeah, down for
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. It'll be really good fun.
Mm.
I do have what else have I got on? I've got the 2 bits of terrain that have been primed and just waiting for my paint as well. That was the other 2 things.
Okay.
So the Big Right Mausoleum and the trees, the Sylvaneth tree, the dudes things that,
I just I
faction
just had a
terrain on
thought
this
actually
route.
when you mentioned terrain. Sorry, to talk over you. We're gonna have to do a unified basing team for Kill Team, aren't we? So have a think.
Yeah,
Yeah, have a think.
yeah,
We'll do
yeah.
something. Make sure that we do it the same so it looks cool, so we don't break the immersion like we did
Can't
in
be
Path to Glory.
yeah, yeah, absolutely, definitely need to do that. I ain't considered that, but you're right. You are
Yeah,
right on this one. I will
do
allow you
something.
to have that.
We'll, we'll do something simple, but all right, cool. All right, hobby update's done.
Oof.
Oof.
Hot wings.
Ooh, what are we calling this segment?
Oh, that's a really good point.
The
We're gonna change the name.
Wingquisition. The
The
Wingquisition.
Wingquisition, yeah, because that
Yeah,
was a bloody good name.
it
So the
was.
Wingquisition.
This is where we're gonna put our, hot sauce review, and our hot takes. We're gonna call this the Wingquisition segment. So you guys that have been with us since we were Warhammer and Wings, that's not going away. We're just gonna do it in a little different way. So yeah, do you wanna jump into that?
Yeah, I can't remember what it was called, the hot
What
sauce
was
that
called?
I actually had.
Oh, I can.
What do you have it noted down? What was it, Will? What
I
did I
do.
eat?
It's almost
Uh,
like I've prepared. It was Extreme Ghost by Psycho
my
Juice.
my god, that was hot.
Yeah, tell
That
me
dis
about it.
Right, so my loving wife that has also terrified me this evening by, like, creeping around like some type of Japanese ghost girl on the floor, sticking her head through the door. Lovingly made me some lunch for work. Thank God I was working from home that day. Oh my days. I bit into it, man. I nearly died. It wasn't just hot. I mean, that was like stupid. And she's like, I didn't put too much in there. And like, you put all of it in, all of it. I'm like, I was glugging the milk like some type of like adult film star. I mean, I was like chugging it down like an absolute beast. Um, Yeah, it wrecked me. It completely wrecked me. It was hot, and I've had it before, and I'm pretty certain it wasn't that hot,
I
but
mean,
I don't know
I
what's
had it,
happened.
with you when you brought it round. I mean, it was hot, but to me, it just tasted bad rather than it being overly hot. It just wasn't for me, but it was hot. But I don't know how much you had, but I know your tolerance is actually it's higher than mine. So she must have put a fair bit in for you to have such a reaction.
Dude, it was I won't go into the detail, but it was agony.
How
It
many okay, here's a question. How many mortal wounds would you give it?
oh, good good question. That I mean, it was out of 5?
Yeah, we'll go out of
Yeah,
5. Yeah.
out of 5. It was a solid 3.5.
Okay, right.
Dude,
Fair.
it just there was no saving it. I couldn't do anything. It was just like cramp. Within
Yeah.
5 minutes of eating it, it was just like my head was sweating, my eyes were sweating, my elbows, I'm not even joking, well, my elbows were sweating,
I
and it
wish I'd
was
have
just
seen it.
like underneath my tongue was like physically hurting.
Can I ask so your wife has tried to kill you with a spicy wrap. She's also tried to give you a heart attack by creeping up into your office and scaring you today. Has she taken out a life insurance policy of late or Anything like
I
that?
mean, there may be. There is definitely one on me. Um, I am I am massively jumpy as it is, so, you know,
Just be
she's
careful.
doing well.
Mm,
I think maybe she just wants on my Warhammer.
maybe,
Maybe that's what it
doubtful.
is.
But, yeah, that was, go check it out, guys. That was Extreme Ghost by Psycho Juice.
Don't check it out. I strongly recommend you leave it where it is. You find it, just get something that's tasted like Will said. It is not tasty. It's just pain. It's pain in the
Yeah.
ball.
I mean, normally we would kind of do a little bit of a review, but just the way the week's gone for us both, neither of us managed to pick up anything new worthy to sort of talk about. So we thought we'd let you know about Wayne's escapades with the Psycho Juice. But yeah, we'll be picking up a new one to kind of jump back on the review and discussion segment um, next time round. But yeah, if you've got any recommendations, just give us a shout. Let us know what you think. If you think there's one that we should try, join our Discord, give us an Instagram comment, whatever, drop us an email, let us know.
Definitely do. We are very social on the Discords. Come and
Mm.
say hello. We would love to see you there.
Yeah, it is fun. Helps get me through the workday. You know, somebody pops up, we'll talk about Warhammer and just take 5. It's really good for that. But yeah, okay. So next part of the Wingquisition segment. Do you have a hot take for me this week?
I did, and I cannot remember what I put for my hot take.
Well, I
I
think
did
we've
have
actually
one.
kind of touched on it because your hot take was that you were
Oh, yeah,
completely wrong about the Daughters of Cain and the
that's right.
change
That's
to the
what it
Grand
was, wasn't it?
Alliance. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I was convinced that that was going to be a thing. So my hot take is I was wrong. I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Well,
I'll try
yeah.
harder next time. I'm no Valrak, am I?
Nobody is. Anyway, let's not go there. Yeah, I mean, normally we're gonna do in the Wingquisition segment, we're gonna talk about a hot sauce that one of us has got and that we've tried together. We're big fans of chicken wings. We like hot wings. We're gonna talk about hot wings, hot sauce, and then we're gonna give you a hot take for the episode as well. So it'll just be, you know what a hot take is. Go listen to some of our old episodes. We've been doing this for a few, fair few episodes now. So yeah, go check them out, and
Well,
you'll
I
know
think
what we're
we've done
doing.
16. We've done 16 of them.
16. Who'd
This
have
is
thought
the
it?
thing.
Who'd have thought
Okay.
it, eh?
Well, I think we can just about start to wrap things up then. But one thing before we do,
Yeah.
I have a mini of the month.
Oh, you do?
I
Mini
do.
of the moment.
Mini of the moment, sorry, not mini of the month.
Cool.
Since we don't have any new questions from the Discord, I'm gonna
No.
go with the mini of the moment.
Cool.
Have
I
you
have
checked
not
it out? Do you
I
know what
haven't.
it is?
I am about to. This is a surprise. You have gone for, drum roll please, the
The
Kelemorph.
the Kelemorph.
That is an interesting choice. Gene Stealer cult model.
Yeah, GSC. I don't know. Right, so let me give you a little bit of background to this one, dude.
Yeah.
I don't like this model as a war model.
Okay.
I like it as a model.
Yeah.
I just wanna give it a cowboy hat.
I mean, give it a cowboy hat, you've got Cad Bane from Star Wars,
Yeah, yeah, pretty much, pretty
and,
much, and it's clearly inspired by it, isn't it? I mean, it's got that duster on it. This
he's got
100 just looks
double
like,
pistols, duster, all he needs is a hat.
I mean, triple pistols,
Oh, yeah, absolutely triple pistols. I didn't
you
think of
know?
that.
He's smashing through them. I really like this sculpt. I think this entire range, but specifically this sculpt, I think is, like, quintessentially Games Workshop, old Games Workshop. It's fun, it's an interesting take on something that you don't normally see. I think it's got, like, a little bit of whimsy that you don't normally have with some of the modern stuff. The proportions, yeah, alright, it's not really for me. I don't know what it is about GSC that I find some of the sculpts are really, really good. Like the dude that's kind of stood crouched down on top of the like the pipe touching his head. Is it the Primarch Patriarch, Green Steeler Patriarch one? Is a beautiful sculpt. And ever since I saw that, I've kind of dipped in and out of the GSC, just looking at sculpts here and there that I've wanted to paint, and this is one of those. I do think this would fit really well into Necromunda.
Oh,
It just
I was gonna say that. I've
yeah.
always thought that the Gene Stealer cult range looks like it could just be lifted and put into Necromunda. It's something that could be interchangeable. But yeah, I honestly, I agree with everything you said. but I'm surprised to hear you say it because whimsy does not have as much of a place in this hobby for you as it does for me. So I was surprised to see that, but I completely get what you're saying. Gene Stealer cults isn't ever something I've kind of thought about doing. As a non-40k player, that's obvious. But I like is it Jackal Alphas, the motorbike guy?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
really
the jack.
that one. Yeah, and I can't remember what the guy is that looks like the, Skaven assassin, with the cloak and the green
Oh, yeah,
blade.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
This
Yeah.
they've got a bit of, an almost sort of comedy nature. They're a little bit camp, aren't they? They're over the top. I think they're really charming. Like, there's something about this range where they just something sets them apart from the grimdark 40k, and it is a similar to Necromunda vibe. I wonder if maybe it was some of the sculptors from Necromunda were brought in to do this. That would make a lot of sense to me. But yeah, there's just something special about them.
I can just imagine, like, them being in a mid-90s Schwarzenegger film. I don't know why, it just feels like that. I mean, some of the, vehicles that they have look very similar to, like, the APC you see in Aliens and such. I mean, I know
Yeah.
there's probably some inspiration there, but, um, I don't know, it's just a fun range. But, like, the recent additions to it, like the Benefactus as well, I think is a really fun sculpt. I mean, it's awful, but really cool. Uh, it just is. And kind of like how it can work with Imperial Guard, I like that infiltration side of it. Um, and it's one of I think you picked up on this. It's something you said a minute ago. It's one of those ranges of models that if you paint it in one way and you paint it, yeah, like Games Workshop style, it does have that fun and whimsy. But I've also seen them painted in a manner that makes them really look quite terrifying. And I like I like that ability to be able to switch and change, even though it's not necessarily for me. Like you say, whimsy isn't really what I want from the hobby. I can appreciate it, and there's just something fun about this specific character that I don't know. It's just like it's a cowboy. I don't know, like it's a space cowboy.
Yeah, it is. It's I think, if you look at them lined up against the Brood Brothers, the sort of corrupted Imperial Guard kill team, there's a difference between the vibes there, like, very much so they look more like what you'd expect from 40k, whereas these look more whimsical. But yeah, I never thought about what you said about, different paint jobs. I haven't sort of actively sought out any sort of community paint jobs for them, but I think I'll spend a little bit of time over the weekend having a look because, yeah, I can imagine grimdarking them up. They're gonna look scary.
Yeah, I'll see if I can dig you the link out. There's a chap that I follow on my Instagram, and he's done some really really nice Tyranids that are almost they're terrifying. They look really, really, really organic. I mean, they look monstrous, and he's followed that all the way through to the Gene Stealer cults that he's done as well, and it's a real, almost like a real world take on that, and like that consistency of it going through almost literally from what am I trying to say? The narrative of how they operate on you know, you get the cults forming and then they kind of lay the foundations for the Hive fleet eventually coming.
Yeah.
That consistency of how it works and the realization of it in a realistic manner looks amazing. I mean, it really does lend into the wider lore of 40K. It's beautiful, really, really beautiful in the most horrific way possible.
Yeah, well, fine. Next time you come across it, send me a link. I'll take a
I'll
look.
I'll absolutely do that, my dude.
Hmm.
But
That,
yeah,
that that's really interesting. It's not what I expected to see, but yeah, good, good, good chat. I enjoyed that.
good. I'm glad. I will be interested to see what you put up there next time.
Yeah, well, I might use the same one from the episode that never made it to air, to be honest, but I might
Mm,
not. Yeah,
okay.
I think that was a good one. I think I had some good points. So yeah, but Yeah, I mean, have we got anything else this time
I
round?
think I think that's it. We've waffled on for a wodge. It's been a good, fun conversation I think we've had. I
Yeah.
think next time we're gonna do something, something we really enjoyed doing last time, wasn't it? We're gonna do a top 10.
We are. We're gonna do another top 10, but this time, what we're doing instead of well, we did top 10, our top 10 models for 10 years of AOS is what we did last time. What we doing next time?
We're gonna do top 10 40K models.
We are, yeah. I'm excited for this. I think, yeah, I'm gonna have to do a lot of thinking about this one, but, there's a lot of models to go through, but we got any caveats? We're not gonna do centerpiece models, is that
No
right? Oh,
centerpiece models, so
no
no
centerpiece
Vashtor,
models.
which is clearly the best 40K model by us. Oh, it's Vashtor slash Belisarius Skull, but yeah,
Yeah.
no, I could have Cole 'cause he's not a centerpiece model. But, yeah, no centerpiece models, and then we're gonna expand it to any model that's ever been published.
Yeah.
Forge World, 40K, so long as it's 40K, non-centerpiece, non-vehicle.
Okay, let's do it. Yeah.
Let's do that. Our top 10. I'm looking forward to it because
Yeah.
I can't imagine 10 of yours. So yeah, that's gonna be next episode.
Yeah, so
Um, I think that's like the we got should we call it a day for this one? We're
yeah, I
done.
think so.
We've
Yeah, I think we've had a good mix of AOS and 40K and just general chit chat. But yeah, next time around, top 10 40K models. Keep your eyes peeled for that. I'm excited for it. See what you give me.
I'm gonna give you all of the models. Well, some right good ones, mate.
Cool.
I think I've got some interesting ones. So yeah,
Nice.
we'll call it a day. We're
Yeah.
done. If you want to
Where
talk to us,
I was gonna say, where can they find us? It's like great minds.
there we go. All over the internet, you can feel no pain podcast at gmail.com.
Yeah.
You can find us on all of your favorite streaming platforms. I think we've moved over on all of them. Come and join us on the Feel No Pain Discord. We're lonely there sometimes. There isn't enough of us, so have more. And yeah, let us know if you've got the ability. Do leave us a 5-star review. It helps us grow, push us out there. If you want some dice, go and check out Baron of Dice. Thank you again for sending us those fantastic dice for the Path to Glory stuff. And that's it. I think we'll leave it there. We'll
Yeah.
cue the outro music, and I'll just say I'll see you later, Will.
See you later, Wayne, and happy birthday for tomorrow.
Thank you, sir. Till next time, guys. See ya.